With Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, appearing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 90 minutes of Phil to Phil, with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and shill. The stream's online and straight away begins to whine, but all is fine as long as Shaz's benign and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran should have feeling so insecure. The money he earned from yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil's spending impulse is always set to stay on. If supports are also slow and stays so low and fails to grow, you never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. Once ticked off across the board with charge toward, because his code can be ignored, just how much DSP makes us feel so bored. To help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep who play bingo, but Phil will bitch and why his sheep are also cheap. While DSP is chasing green, we're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals are so machine. Snorting, burping, leaning, ban. It matters not if battery fun is shy or scant to see if powers make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before launching into a big pretending there for bills when truth is there to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of college cat and fatty wife and all his strife for forgetting that it's unwell and they were rife. With drama he will react but isn't act, that is a fact as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. Teaches nearly over and awareness in sight with what to white despite Phil to light that tips were not white. We'll say alright it is okay and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again, it's never if but always when the game is won. Thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Jad here, and welcome to DSP Bingo for what is today, Sunday the 3rd of March 2024. Still feels weird being into March already, the year's flying and it feels like, you know, but yeah, we're all doing very well indeed. I hope you're all enjoying your weekend. I've certainly had I've had a chill weekend, you know. I've got to be honest with you, I've had a very chill weekend. I don't know, during the week there, like last week during the week there, I wasn't feeling great. Like Wednesday came and I felt shit, like I felt horrible, and I was glad there was no bingo that night for a change of pace because I wouldn't have done. I felt like I wouldn't have done it anyway. Thursday I still wasn't feeling great, but still I'll say, you know, Thursday and Friday I'll just do bingo anyway, get through it. So I don't know why I was feeling shit. So yesterday I decided, you know what, maybe I just need some more sleep. I slept like fucking 11 hours, 12 hours. Like I went to bed early on Saturday and had a long lie on the Sunday. So yeah. I'm fucking, I slept like a lazy bastard, and yeah, I'm feeling no bad, I'm feeling okay now, you know what I mean, so maybe I just fucking didn't get enough sleep or something before, you know what I mean, who knows, but yeah, yeah, I've had a very lazy chill weekend. I do hope you've had a good enjoyable weekend yourselves and all that jazz. So yeah, Phil Burnell is certainly having an interesting weekend to say the least. Where I last left everyone on the last bingo, Phil Burnell was basically getting wailed that day. Phil Burnell received $228 for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on the day stream, and $161 on the night stream for Tekken 8. So Phil had an amazing support day on Friday. Saturday, however, turned into a bit of a nightmare for him because the day stream for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, 32 buckaroos. Yeah, and the night stream was no better, $21 for Like a Dragon, which is kind of par for the course. So yeah, he went from having an amazing day support-wise to a shit day support-wise on a Saturday. So today might see him be a little bit ratty, because when he got that amazing wailing support on the Friday night, going to that Saturday morning, you know where it went. You all know where that fucking money went. So Phil Burnell spent either $891 without getting Becky, or he spent $641 with getting Becky for his WWE Champions event. So yeah, the wailing hath commenced and Phil Burnell straight back in there. Whenever Phil gets good support days, it usually means an uptick in spending on WWE Champions. So yeah, there we go. And I thought I'd show you guys a couple of videos before we begin bingo today. I was going to show you, like, you know, part of his daily crap because Phil was just sulking about it. I was going to show you what happened as well during him playing Final Fantasy VII, and this is a DSP tries it Emote video, this one. And the title of it is DSP gives an ultimatum after viewers failed him once again with horrible support stream with only 2 tips. So yeah, this is a Emote video, almost 9 minutes long, and I thought I'd share it with you guys because it is quite entertaining.
Joe Tago 13 Shooty says, who are the placeholders? I don't know what the hell that means. But thanks for the cheer. The placeholders. No idea. Who are the placeholders? You mean in regards to this game? Green Mega Man, so what you're saying is you want me to skip all of the side content in the game that is in a huge amount of meat of the game that was added specifically for this version of the game that's not present in the original game. Just skip it and turbo through the story. That's what you want me to do. How about people show up and watch and enjoy an RPG, or don't? It's an RPG. You're not supposed to fucking turbo through it like an asshole and misrepresent what it is. I used to do that 15 years ago. Everyone complained, wow, you rush through games, your playthroughs suck. Now I enjoy them and do all the content. Oh, that's boring. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what the fuck happened? Do you know what an RPG is? It's not to be rushed through and only do the story. Jeez. I swear to God. Like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Never good enough for anyone. Everyone just complains constantly about everything. Jesus fucking Christ. If you don't like RPGs, don't fucking attend streams of RPGs. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? It's like, no matter which position you're in life, if only you could be young, youthful, but also have tons of free time and have money to do stuff, that would be like the perfect situation, and I never had that.
You what? You beat me?
Oh, this is gonna be a pain. We beat one level 3 guy and it took like 10 tries. It really did.
So, you game?
I don't really like this card. That's fine. We'll keep them all. He already used it. The Chocobo and Moogle card. Use it right away. This would significantly boost my bottom row. Awesome. This wouldn't help at all. It would just give me 6 on the top row. But he might... Oh, I can only do a 1 card. I can only do this. That's it. And then I'm done, and he's gonna get tons of points. Yeah. Now I'm done. Now it's up to him. He's probably gonna win. I have 13. And he has 12. Yeah, he's gonna win. No, he already won. I can't even play. Yep, he won. See, he has 2. This is bullshit, because basically this guy has insane cards. He only wins because he has much better hands than me, because basically he's a fucking rich player. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I have the best fucking hand possible, so I dominate you. Right? It's not that this guy is playing the thing well. He has insane cards.
Isn't that essentially the premise of WWE Champions? It's like pay to win so you can get the fucking best fucking cards and fucking just turbocharge your way to fucking domination. Is that not exactly the premise of WWE Champions?
So he just kicks your ass. Like, well, that's fucking not fair. What the fuck? Okay. He's already winning. He already took over. I'm done. I can't do any moves. Look. Yeah, it's bullshit. Basically, the problem is he has the best cards, and he just lays them out and covers the whole board. Well, you didn't outplay me. You just have a much better deck than me. Like, why the fuck do you have such a great deck compared to mine? I can't do shit.
Cheating ass cocksucker.
So now I'm going to play differently. I'm just going to try to rush my cards forward if I can. I keep dominating in my bottom row here. He's still going to win this because he's going to put a card there and he's going to win this row. But this will allow me to at least do a level 2 below me for more points. He had a 4-point card. How is that shit fair? He had a fucking 4-point card. 4. That's insane. I don't have any fucking 4-point cards. I don't have a single 4-point card in my deck. So there's no way I could stop it. That's just insane and bullshit. So he's gonna win. Yep, because he's gonna put down 2 cards and he wins because he has 4-point cards. Wow. And then, think about this. On top of having a 4-point card, he then magically had a card that kills one of mine. For exactly the right spacing, too. This is shit. It's just unfair, the cards they give them. And they expect you to win these up front early in the game? Like, what are you, stupid? Give me a fucking fair shot, and they don't. They don't give you a fair shot. You just get fucking steamrolled.
It's not fair. It's completely busted.
All my good cards where I could take good spaces are all 2 or 3 levels, so I can't ever use them. See that? He can only play 1 more card. That's it. That's it, I just won. He can't play now. I blocked all the spots, so now I'm gonna win no matter what. Yeah, I just fucked them.
Breaking news at this hour.
Okay, so we're gonna go do that, but in a second here, because someone's saying they tipped me, so I'm gonna check, just in case.
That's good. That's really good.
Nope, absolutely not. No tip has come through, so if you're claiming you sent a $5 tip, you send it to somebody else, because it has not come through, it's not frozen, it's not there, so you're probably just full of it. I'm trying to be nice, because I don't want people to not...
Most people don't have to try to be nice. Most people are just nice by nature. I'd like to fucking imagine and feels like I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice. Yeah, you usually fucking fail at it as well because like niceness is not in your nature.
There, so you're probably just full of it. I'm trying to be nice because I don't want people to not get credit for, you know, a contribution. That's why I just stopped to do that. But sadly, some people take advantage, and this guy's probably full of it. So, all right. Anyway. Then there's people who come by literally just to troll. So they're not laughing with me. These are people who are here just to deride me and laugh at me. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks. Hope you're still enjoying. I mean, look at the tremendous amount of side content. We fought a unique boss today. We've done a bunch of questing, got a bunch of good items, leveled up a bunch, got a rare materia.
Yeah, this is
so great progress, and we're
mode.
basically almost done with the side content in the region. We've got what we're doing right now, and I think one mission, and then we're done, and we can move on to the next part of the game, and we've basically 100%ed this area. So good stuff, and see you in the next part. Okay, just gonna stretch my legs, guys. Once again, if you guys like the Final Fantasy stuff, please support it. As you guys can see, so we went from a slow-ish launch day to yesterday an overabundance of support, and now today it's like back to nothing. So far we have 0 tips tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I really need help with tips right now. If anything, if you can forego any other kind of contribution to tip me, please do. I need tips in the short term. So please, if you can tip me, please do. I'm hoping to hit the tips goal every single stream this week if I can. I did earlier today. So far, nothing. 0. You know, this is literally the tips is 1 Minute Man and a $1 tip from earlier, and that's it. Now, some of you have super chatted, and thank you for that. No memberships whatsoever today either. So, you tell me. I'm enjoying the game. The content's great. The graphics are great. The music is great. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. I think if people are just tired of RPGs, just being honest, I think they are. So I mean, I don't think there's a chance I could play Dragon's Dogma this month. No one's gonna watch it. People are RPG'd out. They want variety. They want action. They want combat. They want different things. It's too many of the same game at once. And I said this 100%. I said it earlier this year that this was gonna happen. There's too much of the same fucking kind of game, and people just get tired. And I hear it. I totally hear that. You know. Not my fault. Fuck this game.
Why would you include this memology? Why would you include Phil stretching and showing off his gut? Why?
Oh man. Ugh.
I think I don't want to.
I just want you guys to understand, I'm very happy for those of you that are here hanging out with me and having a good time with the game. I really do. I understand that not everyone can be supportive every day. I get it. Really, I do. I'm not, overall, things are all right. I'm just saying that it's crazy with this game. How am I supposed to judge how much I play it? The first day did not so good.
How am I to judge how much I play it? Translation, if I don't get the money to fucking keep playing it, this game's going to a fucking back burner. It literally is pay to play at this fucking point in time, Phil. It really is getting to that point where it's pay to play it.
Good. The second day did insanely good. Today is deader than the first day. So how do I judge how much to play Final Fantasy VII?
But Phil, you said it was the biggest release of the fucking year so far, and it should be such an amazing game to play and all that shit, and it would bring out the, you know, all the people from the woodwork, and it would save the channel.
I have no clue, right? So I think we are going to alternate. Like on my plan, I talked about this on the podcast today. I said I think what I'm going to do is alternate between this and Baldur's Gate, and I think that's just what we're going to do for the month, because obviously I can't rely just on this game when 2 out of 3 days so far has been so slow.
And here he is absolutely, he is assuming that Baldur's Gate free support is going to continue at $100 per stream. Even though it has happened every single time, there's no guarantee of that, but as I said, I'm just assuming. He's taking it for granted. He is just automatically just going to just presume that, yeah, that's going to come in, guaranteed. And the fact of the matter is, this is going to be like the first stream, this Baldur's Gate free stream on Monday, where the first stream he has since he has relegated it. So we don't know how support's going to turn out in this point in time. His fans have been giving him $100 per stream just to stop him from wage quitting the game. They would literally, and it was like fear. There was like fucking people going to throw money at Phil in fear of him abandoning the fucking game. Now that Phil has technically done so in a small extent, he's not playing it all the time. He's hoping to, you know, have it be every other day. If Phil doesn't get support he expects from this game, then his interest in maintaining playing the game and whether he will keep playing the game is... I have a feeling, if put it this way, if Baldur's Gate 3 turns out like Final Fantasy VII has, but you know, especially since comparing it to yesterday's day stream, he might just not bother returning to Baldur's Gate 3 either.
You know, there were low contributions when years over said they're appreciated but not required. Because I'm not, first of all, I'm not upset at all. But I need to be, I have to be reminding people. If you don't remind people, they don't keep it in mind, they don't contribute, I can't pay my bills, I can't do this anymore. So I love what I do, you guys love what I do, that's how it works.
Yeah, anyway, that was DSP Tries It, Emote's video on Phil's ultimatum. DSP gives Phil ultimatum after viewers failed and wants some more. Now, I wanted to show you guys as well something from his daily crap, but he's not live yet, is he? No, he's not. Actually, even before showing that, let me show you what he said in his chat earlier on, because it kind of caught my eye before we were going live. He said, well, after today, there's no way people can say they're avoiding spoilers because I'm only 11 hours into Final Fantasy VII and I'm not playing it for 2 days. Everyone will be ahead of me at this point in time. So Phil thinks that people may have been avoiding watching the streams and being a part of the streams and maybe engaging in the streams because Phil was playing this maybe at about the same time as them. So he's going to assume that everyone else will be playing it since, you know, ahead of him and he'll be miles ahead. That's his automatic assumption right there. Later on in the chat, what's he saying here? He says good morning again, just for some random reason. I heard a few emotes have been upgraded and swapped around again. I heard a few emotes have been upgraded. Did Phil not do it himself? Is he not aware of what happened on his own fucking channel? Has he given someone else the keys to the kingdom to fucking let them upload the emotes for him? Why? I have heard. Jesus, man. And Phil's like, well, the text looks so much better, nothing I can do, emote has been upgraded apparently. You know, the text looks so much clearer. Why my toxic looks so much clearer apparently as well. The old versions were like 10 years old, so no wonder they were so blurry now. Well, people were complaining so much and my editors took notice. Phil's editors took notice of people complaining about how blurry the old emotes were. My editors took fucking notice. There's some more unpaid fucking work for those fucking editors. Jesus Christ, man. Notice it plural as well, editors. Phil is a one-man team. He hasn't got a group of people behind him fucking help him out, and he has a team of editors helping him behind the scenes with things like emotes and all that shit. I will be honest, I am so busy that I don't really have time to work on stuff. Like, they asked me to provide them with all my old original emotes to upgrade, and I don't have time because they are all over my PC and folders span a decade, lol. Oh my god, such a lazy piece of shit. Hopefully after this month things will calm down a bit, we'll see stuff going on behind the scenes, etc. taking up my time. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, I thought I'd show you part of Phil's daily chat from last night. This is basically the last 4.5 minutes. The first 5 minutes is him just explaining what happened during the day with gameplay. The last few minutes are dedicated to him. They're basically just him whining about support. So yeah, here it is.
Great stream. Now, for those who were there, they were engaged, we had a good time. But, once again, it's a late night chill stream. That's the stream that I kind of expect to be slow, and it totally was. You know, again, didn't hit the tier 1 tips goal. Barely made 20 bucks on the whole stream. The thing is with Like a Dragon, I kind of expect that. Like, that's the point of having a late night chill stream, is that's the game that's going to be just more relaxing, and it's not about worrying about how the stream does. The problem is when the daytime stream is also ridiculously slow, that's when it's concerning. So we went from a slow launch of Final Fantasy VII to a day where people were engaged and very supportive to a day where it dwindled again.
So I want to counteract this point with something, because Phil seems to be completely negating how amazing that, you know, supportive day was. Phil usually asks for roughly $100 per day in support. He literally says he wants $50 per day, per stream, sorry. He wants to have at least one tier goal in streams per stream. So even though, 2 of the 3 days were bad, one day was exceptionally good, more so than usual. In the past 3 days, Phil has been given... Why is this not tallying up the fucking total? In the past 3 days, Phil has been given $520 in tips. That works out to well over $150 per day. And yet it's not enough. The last 3 days, Phil has been given, if you count the fucking really supportive day, an amazing amount of support. Oh, Phil's going live apparently. Let's pause that son bitch. But you get what I'm saying though? Like he's completely like just forgetting about that amazingly supportive day because apparently that doesn't count. You're not allowed to count a day where he gets fucking thrown tons of fucking money. The days where he doesn't get money is like, oh, what the fuck's going on, guys? And this is all down to Phil's poor financial management once again, because whenever he does get whaled, do you think he fucking puts that money aside in case things start to get slow again? No, he spends it immediately on fucking things like WWE Champions and all that shit, as per, proven here by fucking Gamebox, tracking his data and seeing what Phil's doing in the latest fucking event. So it's just basically sheer financial incompetence on Phil's part as per usual.
So what this is telling me is, it's not that Final Fantasy VII is a bad game. People are tired of these RPGs. They're not going to come out for them. And I need to not just play the same RPG over and over. I need to make variety. And I'm going to do that this month when other games come out, but I have to get to that point. So, being that people are screaming for Baldur's Gate and mad that I didn't play it yet this week, I think what we're going to have to do is start alternating between Baldur's Gate and Final Fantasy VII on Monday. So let's talk about that. First of all, excuse me. Tomorrow is React Day, meaning no gameplay tomorrow anyway. It's going to be me doing my podcast here on DSP Gaming in the morning. Then we're going to go over to DSP Reacts for DSP versus the Internet, the weekly clip show, the playlist of which I'm about to make right now after I finish recording this. And then the late stream is going to be Retro React over on DSP Throwback, where we're going to continue on reacting to heavy rain plays. 2 weeks strong. These streams have done really well. You guys have definitely enjoyed them and supported them. I'm more than happy to continue doing this every Sunday night if you guys like it that much and we keep it up. So let's do that tomorrow night. I'm excited for more. The heavy rain playthrough's been great. Can't wait to continue on further into it. So that's tomorrow night, all right? Monday we'll resume gameplay, and this is the big change to schedule. Monday's daytime stream will be Baldur's Gate 3. Originally I was only going to play Baldur's Gate 3 on Wednesday, but being that already within 3 days, 14 hours of gameplay.
Yes.
I take that back. 11 hours of gameplay.
Yes.
The attendance and support is already dwindled for Final Fantasy VII. RPG overload in effect. People have been screaming for Baldur's Gate 3 and saying they'll support it. Baldur's Gate 3 will be Monday. Okay? And
money talks. The power of money, ladies and gentlemen. The power of money.
Monday night will not be a stream at all. Because on Monday night, I need to actually do personal stuff behind the scenes.
Who cares?
But then Tuesday will be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Tekken 8. Wednesday will be Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon. That's the streaming week for me. Okay? And my plans moving forward for the month for the next couple of weeks. Alternate. Baldur's Gate, Final Fantasy VII. Baldur's Gate, Final Fantasy VII on the day streams, okay? That way, everyone gets their fix. Hopefully, people will eventually come by the Final Fantasy VII streams and support them.
Here we go.
I can't really make people do that. I mean, it's a brand new game. It's literally my favorite of the RPGs I'm playing, and it's really good. But again, this is the problem. When I've been playing RPGs nonstop since December, and the other new games coming out are either duds or more RPGs, it's going to happen. And I get it, but I wish that there was more going on. There's just not. I tried Pal World. It lasted, 3 sessions, 4 sessions, and we're done with it. Suicide Squad would have been a waste of time bust. That if I played Helldivers, we'd probably play it once or twice, be bored, because I'm not teaming up with established allies, and it's not going to work. I'm doing whatever I can with the games that are out. Can't really do much about that. And before some dunce says, oh, well, you see, it's just a symptom. No one likes you anymore. Yeah, I've only been hearing that for 16 years. No, it's the games. Because why is it that the podcast still gets support and attendance? My Retro React streams are getting support and attendance. It's just the current subject matter of the games that are out that's not doing it for people.
I mean, I can fucking answer that for you and take a stab at the dark. I'm fucking answering that for you, Phil. Your podcast gets support because basically most of your support from the podcast comes from one fucking person, 1 minute man. It is rare for you to fucking get any streams that are fucking massively above the $30-$40 mark. Sometimes you will, I think maybe a handful of times per month you will actually fucking get the tier 1 glasses go on the fucking podcast itself. So the majority of support comes from one person who gives you a daily contribution on the podcast. That's a fucking given, okay? Now, why does your fucking throwback streams get so much fucking support? Probably because that's the fucking version of DSP that those fucking people most prefer. Like, I know Phil, you like to fucking keep trying to brush off that that's old Phil. That's Phil putting on a character, trying to fucking say and do things for a certain audience. But the simple fact of the matter is that people clearly prefer that version of DSP. That's a version of DSP that actually fucking got popular on YouTube in the first place. That's the version of DSP that got massive amounts of fucking views. And that's a DSP that fucking managed to fucking get a views-based contract from Machinima given to him. That's a version of DSP that was basically the most successful version of DSP on YouTube. But Phil is trying his best to try and, like, you know, say this is all an act. You know, and all that crap, you know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is that clearly that's what his audience fucking prefer. Why does he get so much fucking money for throwback stuff? Because they would rather see the old Phil than the new Phil. The new Phil seems to fucking piss people off. His fans would rather see the old Phil. That maybe some of them were still fans back then. And maybe some of them fucking prefer the old Phil to the new Phil, so we fucking give them money just to keep fucking seeing the old Phil. Who knows?
So, things will change when new games come out, but we gotta get there. Alright? So, regardless of the fact that today was a slow support day, I still had a great time. I'm really enjoying all the games I'm playing right now. But I am looking forward to relaxing and reacting with you all day tomorrow, so I hope you'll join me for that fun.
And that brings us to fucking today, essentially, and Phil's fucking gone live now, so I guess it was showing our best interest to get the bingo card sorted. Somebody give me a number. Some random person in the chat, give me a number and I'll use that for today's bingo card. The first number I see will be what I use. Eric Reznor was first in the chat with 96. We're going to use his 96 number. So I'll just randomise the bingo background as well, and then type in 96, and here we go. I'm taking a bit of a gamble on the centre square, by the way, but Phil has been saying that quite a lot. So here we go, 96 has been typed in here, and this is a bingo number we have here. And so yeah, before we even begin, thank you very much to Puddy for re-upping their membership, and they popped our message as well. They popped a little bingo message as well, saying big ups Cringe in chat, here to a very robust and meaningful bingo session. Fingers crossed, pal. We can only hope. But yeah, there we go. So the bingo card we have for today's show is as follows. We have Phil to say people saying, him doing scat talk, him saying positive, him discussing drama, and him saying reality. The second row is Phil saying idiot, obviously. Him bumping a microphone, I feel like I need to remove that. I'm going to keep it in for this one, but if it doesn't happen on this one, I think I'm going to remove it altogether. Because Phil no longer seems to bump the microphone, because that pop filter is no longer the big massive pop filter, big circle one. He got rid of that, so there's nothing really for him to bump anymore. Unless he fucking really flails his arm massively. But yeah, I feel like we need to get rid of the microphone bump. But we'll see how it goes today. Him saying sound good and unique. The third row is Phil chewing water, him saying members, him saying the funny thing is, him doing hand graphs, and him saying good news. What are hand graphs, you might ask, and is where Phil is demonstrating something either going up or down in numerical value using his hands. The fourth row is Phil standing up randomly, him using hateful slurs, him saying Twitter or X, him butchering a word, and him having dead air. And the fifth and final row is Phil saying basically wrong, help, him touching his ear, and finally him touching his eye. So there we go. So yeah, that's a bingo card we have for today's show, and hopefully it can produce a full house bingo for us all today. Now, of course, the aim of the game, as you guys will be very aware, is to try and get a full house 25 out of 25 squares ticked off on the bingo card you see before you. And if I manage to do that, one of you guys could potentially win a prize at the end of the month. And what that prize will be is determined by how many bingos we win this month. The current prize pool is $25 because the most recent bingo prize was unclaimed. So I decided to roll that over and just put it into the current prize fund. The more bingos we win throughout the month of March, the bigger the prize is for somebody to potentially win it at the end of the month when we have a marbles race to determine who gets to win that big prize. And of course, if the person wants to have that prize themselves, they can. If the person would rather that to go to charity, they can do that as well. It's entirely up to the winner to decide what to do with their winnings. Now, of course, the aim of the game, as I said, but of course, if you want to be eligible to win that prize in the first place, you've got to make sure that you've left a comment on a community post which is linked in the description of this live stream. If you have not left a comment in the community post which is linked in the description, you're known with a chance of winning a prize potentially. So there you go. Now, of course, there's a variety of ways for us to get free spaces on the bingo card. You see for you, for example, if Phil snorts 25 times or burps 10 times before he starts recording for gameplay for YouTube, that will give us all a free space. And if we get 100 likes on this bingo stream before we finish playing bingo, not only will that give us a free space as well, but you guys will also get to enjoy the Bubbles animation that Pixar Animations so very kindly made for us all to enjoy to celebrate 100 likes. So there you go. I think I've covered all the bases, and I think we're pretty much ready to rock and roll and get on with the show. Before we even begin, of course, let me just make sure it's at 1.25 speed. Let me also make sure, let me just kind of adjust the settings a little bit here, do that as well. Should be good. Let me just move fast forward as well, just so we're not going to miss the start. There we go, so hold on, oh, Jesus Christ, man. That's a fucking freeze frame. But yeah, just make sure it is to crack and get on with the roll, get on with the show. What else do I need to... Oh yeah, we need to press the random Scottish soundboard button to send us off in a fucking battle.
And she's a big fucking bitch!
That's quite fucking appropriate. By the way, Twilight Media Corp has sent a super chat, but it's not coming through. I don't know why it's not popping on my activity feed. So it should be, also it should come through and it should play, notification sound, whatever. I don't know why it's not doing it. It might be a thing because this is basically acting up. I don't know why Stream Elements has been a bit funny for me. It will sometimes do a notification, sometimes it won't do a notification. I don't know what's going on. But thank you very much to Twilight Media Corporation. For the super chat says, let the next DSP no money petty stream begin. Help us. Yeah, this is potentially going to be a rough one today. I guess I'll have to wait and see. And yeah, I think we're ready to start the show. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. I'm so sorry again for the stream alerts not working properly. But it decides to work sometimes properly, not other times. I don't understand why. It is confusing the crap out of me, and I've still got no idea what's going on with it. But on that note, let's get on with the show. Good luck, everybody. Here we go.
It's a chill and relaxing day on today's show, because today is React Day. We'll be taking a break from all the gameplay that we've been doing non-stop in this extended streaming week, talk a little bit about the games, talk a little bit about attendance and everything else going on, and of course look forward to a nice relaxing day of reacting to the stuff that you guys have submitted or voted for. It's always a great time on Sundays, so I'll see you in just a sec for the today's show of the Level 1 Podcast.
Boring. I know I'll just mute the stream straight away again. I don't think there's anything to tick off yet. I don't think there's anything there. Voted is not on the card today. You guys isn't on the card today, so yeah. We haven't missed anything to tick off so far. But hopefully we'll get some things to tick off very soon. Here we fucking go.
Alrighty, good morning everyone. You know what I forgot to ask you guys? In the last few days, where I now have a different audio level with my microphone, how does the intro sound? Does the intro sound still balanced, or does it sound too low now? Because now everything else, the volume's up, and I'm curious if it's sounding good or not. If not, I can adjust, but I would like feedback on that, so please let me know. So welcome to the show. I'm ready for reacting. Look at me, nice and comfy in my nice cardigan sweater. This is my birthday, wow. This was my Christmas present for my wife, so I love it. It's super comfy when I get to wear it, but it has to be on days when it's cooler. And today it is full clouds outside, raining all day, a typical spring situation here, even though it's not spring yet, but we have a lot of showers and things around this time of year. So I'm ready for a relaxing and fun and chill day. So welcome to the show. Now, to give you a little bit of a preface here, this show will not have too much crazy stuff to talk about because game news has been very quiet. There's like one thing going on in game news that's this big controversial topic. Some would say it's a conspiracy theory. Some would say no, the evidence is there. So we may or may not talk about that today. It's this sweet baby ink thing that's going on because people have been mentioning it in my chat recently, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. So I looked into it, and I'm like, oh, well, no wonder it's not being talked mainstream, because number one, it does feel a lot like a conspiracy, and number two, maybe that certain mainstream parties just don't want to talk about it because it is something that's been going on behind the scenes. But at the same time, I don't really like, you know me, I don't really like to go too much into the realm of speculation and or conspiracy.
But Phil, you're very happy to speculate on Elden Ring, which fucking got you torn to pieces by some people on the internet. You know, you didn't have a full facts of that, and yet you ran your fucking mouth with all these fucking theories.
When there's nothing there. I mean, a few weeks ago, we had people saying that Xbox was no longer going to publish video games exclusively for their own console and instead go full third party, and it was complete bullshit. So I don't like jumping on those bandwagons, right? Anyway, today, we'll just relax a bit. We talk a little bit about a few things, like some updates and things that are going on, regards to emotes and things like that. The status of everything going on each of my channels, because, you know, I realize don't really talk about that much. You know, I tell you what's going on each channel, but we never really, like, sit down and assess how's everything going on each channel right now, right?
Wait, what do you mean, how's everything going? Is this going to be some sort of strange fucking financial update for your fucking viewers? There's nobody's fucking business. Well, yeah, you have free fucking channels, and you fucking tell your audience usually, I've uploaded this thing to this channel. That thing's going to be available tomorrow. You do tell everyone what's fucking happening in your fucking other channels. If this is some sort of strange, ridiculous financial report on how these channels are performing, this is nobody's fucking business.
Right, and I'd like to talk a little bit about that. It's weird because it's kind of all over the place. On some channels, things are up, some things are down, some things are just kind of normal.
You son of a bitch. You really are going to fucking talk about that, aren't you?
And I like to sit down and maybe assess that, discuss it a little bit, and talk a little bit of an update about all the games and things I'm playing, my thoughts on them. Now we're taking a day or two away from those games, right? And just kind of relax today. Again, no pressure today. Just kind of a relaxing day, sitting back, cozy. And then when we're done with the show, we head over to DSP Reacts, where it's DSP versus the Internet, my weekly clips react show, where I react to the clips that the members of that channel submit. I've got a fresh batch for today, all set up and ready to go. And later tonight, another react stream over on my DSP Throwback channel. It's Retro React to Heavy Rain continuing on. And like I said, we're going to talk about each channel. I'm actually very pleased with how that's been going, so we'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. So good stuff, okay? Anyway, first of all, before we get to talking about the current games I'm playing, what I'd like to talk about is some of the updates and things going on all the channels. So you may have noticed, number one, the audio has shifted. Something that people have complained about for many, many years is that my audio is too low. So finally, in the last 2 weeks, we've been adjusting this on the fly, almost daily. And I think now we may have finally hit that happy level where the microphone sounds good. The games are now being adjusted to be in line with that microphone volume. The one problem now is everything else. Like, for example, I just said the intro to the show may now sound too low because everything else has increased in volume. So maybe I'll have to mess with that because, for example, I'm going to click on the intro just so you guys know it's going to play. Hold on a second. Okay.
Why?
Okay, I know that was weird, but what I had to do is I adjusted the volume a little bit on those to make them a little bit louder. So maybe they'll sound better now. But I am hoping that you guys like the new adjustments. It's funny because people talk about this all the time. Oh, his volume's always low. It's lower than every other YouTuber. I've adjusted it, and in general, on the streams, people seem to like it, but I'm not seeing anyone comment about it. It's weird. You think people would be like, oh, the volume is adjusted now. It sounds better. But I'm not seeing comments like that at all on my videos. So are people really noticing? I don't know. What I'm really to understand, the most jarring thing is YouTube ads. YouTube ad volume apparently is just ridiculously loud compared to any content on YouTube. So you'll be watching a YouTube video, and all of a sudden in the middle of the video goes to play an ad, and it just like blows your ears out. Now, you know when that used to happen all the time? On television. Because, back in the day, the 80s and 90s, this was a bad thing that used to happen on TV, where you'd be watching TV, it would go to commercial break, and it would be twice the volume of the show you were just watching, and everyone would freak out, like, what the hell? This was done on purpose. Back in the day, they purposefully did this because they thought, oh, on a commercial break, you might get up out of your room and go to another room to do something because it's a commercial break. They want you to hear the ad in the other room. That's why they would do that. Now, I think there's actually have been laws against that now because they were actually increasing the decibel level so bad it was hurting people's ears, and I think that they changed it. But anyway, I mean, obviously, I don't want that to happen on my channel here and on my video, so hopefully things are being adjusted properly now. It's been a long time since I really did these experiments, but now I'm more open to them and messing around, realizing, I could have fixed this a billion years ago, but I'm an idiot, but what are you going to do? Do it now, right? Don't dwell on the past and your shortcomings of things in the past, but focus on the today and what you can do today to improve, right? So hopefully you guys like the sound adjustments. Now, if we have problems, for example, if people seem to think that the mic volume is blowing out too often or too loud, or it's called clipping, we can do things with filter adjustments and the like. I don't want to really do that unless we need to. Again, I haven't really seen too much feedback in regards to the microphone adjustment, so I don't know how good it is or not. I need your feedback. Please let me know. If you're watching this podcast, if you watch my gameplay videos, anything that I'm doing right now, let me know how the stuff sounds so I can adjust it, okay?
It sounds garbage like fucking always because you fucking talking non-stop for fucking 90 goddamn minutes. I've been sent, so Paradox has sent a super chat. I don't know why it's not coming through in the alerts. I'm really annoyed that it's, stream elements has been very weird. I don't know why. But yeah, I don't know. Thank you very much to Paradox for the super chat, who says the fact that he's selling this is something worthy of praise. Yeah, I agree. He's done fuck all. He's done sweet fuck all, and it's like, and what he done here is essentially turn a dial on some sort of fucking on some machine. He turned the dial up slightly, and feels like, praise me. I turned up the gain. Like, I worked so hard for you guys. Give me money. Money now. I turned something slightly to the right. Aren't I amazing? Do I get more money now because I turned something slightly to the fucking right? It's fucking mental, but yeah, it's just fucking Phil. Minimal effort, and he wants maximum fucking reward for it. Ah, fuck off, YouTube.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
Buddy, YouTube been fucking pain as always.
This is
Here we go. I gotta go.
also going to go for all the React stuff I'm doing today. I need to be sure that what I'm reacting to is at a good volume, so please let me know as well, okay? Now, some other things going on. Emotes. We have had a big, huge emote update here on DSP Gaming. If you guys aren't aware, just in the past few weeks on the fly, we have been changing around emotes. And the thing is, previous to now, I was very apprehensive about changing emotes on the channel because at least 2 years ago, when I was actively trying to do this, the way that YouTube was using emotes was very different than apparently how it works today and how it works on Twitch. See, on Twitch TV, when you earn an emote slot, it's because you have a certain number of paid subscribers, and it unlocks that slot permanently. It never goes away, okay? On YouTube, it was. So, for example, on YouTube, let's say 1 month someone gifted a ton of memberships to this channel. All of a sudden, I would unlock 5 new emote slots, so I would fill them up. But then, if those gifted emotes or these gifted memberships expired and no one renewed them, I would actually lose those spots if I removed the emotes. Apparently now that's not the case because we've been swapping around emotes for upgraded versions or completely new ones, and it seems like the emote spots might actually be unlocking permanently now. Okay? So, yeah, hopefully this is the case because that would be great to be able to swap emotes around and improve them and do things. That's exactly why I've avoided upgrading emotes on YouTube in the almost 3 years that I've been here full-time streaming, because you can't. If you change it, you'll lose it, right? So obviously what's happened is in the last few months with all of the fake gifted memberships, the thing is they're really not fake, but it's so stupid to explain. I don't get paid for them because people are abusing VPNs and paying like...
He still does get paid for them. They're not fake memberships, they're legitimate memberships, and Phil still does get some money for it. It's just far less than what he'd like. So Phil's basically saying he doesn't get paid for them, even though he does actually get paid for them. And I have a feeling, the fact that Phil is trying to now try and retcon what he said in the past, I feel like somebody maybe got in his ear and said, Phil, it's kind of dangerous to you know, tell your audience that you didn't get any money for these memberships, because Phil is still getting paid for them.
They're really not fake, but it's so stupid to explain. I don't get paid for them because people are abusing VPNs and paying like less than a penny each or something crazy like that. So I don't get paid for those memberships, all right? But getting so many of those...
Yeah, he's still saying he doesn't get any fucking money for them. It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
Gifted memberships unlocked a ton of emote slots on this channel. So I actually ended up doing a bunch of new emotes. And really, they weren't new. It was just emotes that I had left over from the Twitch days that had never been added to YouTube. So
Jesus Christ. Thank you, Paradox, for the super chat. He also says, I also changed some emojis. Yeah, give me money, guys, because the best part is it wasn't even Phil. It wasn't even Phil that changed his emojis. To fucking remind everyone, this was... So, the people that did the emojis for him, they asked Phil, can you please send us these old ones so we can update them and modernize them? And Phil said he was too busy. And it was too hard for him to find the original ones because they're somewhere in his PC in a random folder somewhere. Like, he didn't have the time apparently to try and fucking dig out the old emojis. So his team of editors, plural editors, gave him brand new emotes for him and fucking sent it on to him so he can fucking put it in himself. Yeah, so Phil it wasn't even Phil doing the work there. Phil changed emojis, but someone else made them for him as per usual. These unpaid interns.
I basically just kind of added them all right? And then I started adding new ones, like me in the Ryu headband and me with the Ken hair and stuff like that. So what's happened now is the gifted memberships have calmed down. We have way less now. But we tried messing around with the emotes, and apparently it's working. Meaning, it doesn't look like I'm losing any emote slots. Like, I'm keeping what I've earned now. So that's cool, because it means now that we can actively upgrade.
All of a sudden you've earned them, Phil. But I thought these VPNs didn't fucking earn you anything whatsoever. So all of a sudden, all these fake VPN memberships have earned you this.
Or replace emotes with new ones and not have to worry about losing the slot. So just in the last few weeks, some of the new emotes that have been added. So we've got me in a Viking hat, which has been something that's a staple of the Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. Me, like I said, with the Ryu headband, me with the Ryu headband with glowing eyes, me with the Ken wig, okay? Then on top of that, more recent ones that have been added in the last couple of weeks, we had a new lean-in manual ban, all right? And the funny part about that emote, the lean-in manual ban emote, is it doesn't really apply now. For the last week, I don't have to do lean-in manual banning anymore because I don't have this giant pop guard in front of my microphone blocking my view of the stream chat. Like, I can literally right now just go over with this and ban someone, or I usually use my right hand like this. So
is that close enough? For the funny thing is, you said the funny part about that is, you know what I mean, is that the same as funny thing is? I feel like we can wait a bit and Phil would probably say it exactly. I'm going to hold off ticking it for now.
There's no leaning in. It's different. It's kind of outdated. Anyone remember? I used to have the bottle crunch emotes when I used to drink bottled water instead of filtered water or these giant seltzers. I used to crunch a bottle on stream once a day, and then people would you know, okay, we have an emote of that, so I made one, but then it became outdated. So the thing is, the lean and manual ban emote is kind of a classic. I don't know if it's going to apply forever. Like, it's the old pop guard. It doesn't really matter anymore because it's not like that anymore, but we'll see. We made a new one that was me in a blue pullover that I wore one day, and people were like, you know, it's nice that it's new, but it's hard to discern you from the mic because you're wearing a darker colored pullover with a black microphone. We like the old one better, so we reverted it back to the old one. But we've got a lot of new stuff. We've got 2 emotes that have been massively upgraded. It's both of the text emotes. So the Why Am I Toxic and the Nothing I Could Do emotes are now fully upgraded in more visible HD text. If you don't know this, those emotes were some of the earliest emotes I ever used as a live streamer. Those have been around for 10 years. Yes, those emotes originated a decade ago when I first started streaming on Twitch TV. So we were using emotes that were 10 years old and blurry over and over and over. That's why they looked so bad, okay?
Burger.
But now they've been upgraded, and I think people really like how clear they look now. Particularly now, most people are using HD, you know, devices. You're using your smartphone. You're using you know, something that's HD. Back then, everything was fuzzy anyway 10 years ago. But now everything's good. And you get, wow, I can really read. It's legible now, right?
HD's been around for like 20 years. I'm pretty confident. It wasn't that strange 10 years ago to fucking have HD stuff. Yeah, not 10 years ago anyway. It was quite commonplace.
Emotes have been massively upgraded. For example, my dab emote, as well as, I believe, the blind emote, it might be. And some of the other ones, like for example, the emotes where I'm either looking like this or like this with the smile. Those 2 are now upgraded to a more HD quality. And you're going to notice this. You're going to notice that a lot of the emotes have been upgraded to a better quality than the old blurriness that used to be. I'm not even sure exactly of every single emote that has been, but it's cool. It feels a little bit refreshing. Now, some newer emotes that were just added this week. We've got me in the cloud hair from the PS1 version of Final Fantasy VII, but now we have me with this ridiculous wig that was donated by a fan. All right, me wearing this wig with my Gunner glasses on, and I totally look like Garth from Wayne's World. So we've got an emote of that too, okay? So we got all of these emotes recently all added and upgraded. I want to give a big shout out to my editors because just so you know, I didn't do any of this, all right? In reality,
should have fucking done any of it, Phil. When the fuck would you have fucking done any of it? You remember Mr. One Man Band? Mr. One Man Band here is giving a shout out to the unpaid denterns.
all added and upgraded. I want to give a big shout out to my editors because just so you know, I didn't do any of this, all right? In reality, if I had time, if I had, you know, the means to do this, I would do this kind of stuff for you guys, but I don't. You know, I'm already in here all day streaming and making content for you. I don't have extra hours at the end of the day to sit around and upgrade stuff and do this kind of stuff. And in reality, I'll be a little honest here. My editors for a few weeks have been asking me, hey, can you just send us the old emotes? Can you like zip them up and send them to us so that we can manually update them and then, you know, upgrade them on the channel? And I'm like, I don't have time. Like, I've been doing this now, live streaming, for over 10 years. I actually started in 2013. My emotes are literally all over my PC. Over the years, you know, someone would send me a new batch. Oh, you want to look at these? I put them in a folder. I look at them. Oh, I like this one. I like this one. So I move those over to a different folder and I use them, and the other ones are over here. So no exaggeration. I've got emotes on my local hard drive. I've got emotes on my storage hard drive. I've got emotes in folders from last year, this year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years ago. I got a folder that says Twitch emotes that has a lot of them in it. I got a folder that says new emotes for 2022 that has a lot of them in it. So I would literally, no exaggeration, have to sit here for like hours going through all the folders on my computer to even find them. So that's why I'm basically like, I wish I could, but I don't have the time right now. Right now, I'm super busy. To give you guys some perspective, not only am I still doing all my full-time streaming, working on the DSP Throwback channel daily to name videos and do stuff there, because I'm watching back that content every day to name it, okay? But on top of all of that, I got stuff going on in my personal life, and that's been taken away. You know, my stream times have to stack.
That is so confusing. That super chat worked okay. So thank you, Paradox, for the super chat, and that one came through okay and Stream Elements and fucking played the animation and everything. So thank you very much to Paradox for the super chat. Third time's the charm, I guess. And that one worked okay. I'm so confused. And Paradox says he didn't have time to copy and paste. Seriously, yeah, exactly. It is mind-boggling. The lack of organisation on Phil. I mean, I was really surprised that Phil isn't very organised when it comes to his business. You think somebody would like have like some emotes folder or something? No, not Phil. Not Philly Boy Burnell here. There we go. And Brian's wondering, is it blocking non-British super chats? Paradox has given 3 super chats in a row. It ignored his first 2, but it showed that one. So no, it's not as if it's fucking individually picking ones that, you know, from certain play. I don't know. I got no idea. I have no idea. But yeah, that whatever that is anyway. Phil is just the laziest piece of shit in the world. His own editors working for free asked him for one thing a few weeks ago, and Phil's like, "Nah, I'm so busy." So remember, he says they asked him a few weeks ago. In that time, Phil has like spent 2 hours watching Tekken gameplay to try and brush up on all these fucking cool moves he can do. And what else has he fucking done? He's organised these little polls and all that shit, you know what I mean? For fucking, oh, what do you want to watch in the Throwback channel next? He didn't have the time to fucking spend 5 minutes searching his fucking computer for all these like emojis or whatever. He's such a lazy, entitled piece of shit, he really is. And the stream broke again, hold on a second.
Shut your hole.
Come the fuck in or fuck the fuck off.
Is there nothing on the internet that I won't masturbate to?
I'm just pressing the random soundboard stuff until the stream fucking fixes itself. It's been very temperamental, and there we go.
Agger a little bit, and there's other stuff going on behind the scenes, and all this compiling, right, is taking up a lot of my time, and it's the stress level. I mean, I was really stressed out earlier this week because of stuff, and I wish that I had more time to do this kind of stuff, and I just don't. You know, I'm already kind of pulled in every direction. And it was funny because someone just said in the chat, I think it was Fed Roger, in the chat this morning, he says, "Can you imagine if you were going forward with the documentary?" And I was like, holy shit. Burger. The documentary, if I was going to do it, we were going to start filming, like, right now. Like, it was going to be the first couple of weeks of March when the filming was going to begin on that thing. And I was thinking, how in the holy hell would I have done that? How would I have been filming this documentary, right, while also doing all of this other stuff? I don't know how it would have happened. Like, I think what would have happened was the whole thing would have sucked. Like, probably I would have tried my best, but likely I would have been so burnt out, overtired, that it would have sucked, and then my streams would have suffered too because I wouldn't have been streaming as much. Plus, when I'm here, I probably would have been all stressed out, yelling, screaming, being stupid, being grumpy and shit. You know what I mean?
Basically taking out your frustrations on your poor audience, as usual.
So, are you kidding me? So I didn't even know that. Darkwing Duck says, Mike Clemens decided to do one on EDP 445 instead. Take that for what you will. Wow. Wow. Alrighty then. So anyway, perhaps I dodged a bullet there, right? But anyway, basically, the way I see it, man, I made the right decision. Because if already I'm so pulled in a million other directions, right, to do all this shit, can you imagine me not trying to do that at the same time? It never would have worked. So I want to give a big shout out and massive credit to my editors who have been helping a lot recently with a lot of different things, you know, and this is one of them to help spruce up the channel, you know, helping with the emotes and stuff like that. That's nice. People appreciate that. And that's something that again, if I was a younger man with double the free time that I have now that I'm an older married man with a life, I probably would have been able to do all that stuff, but I'm just not in that life situation anymore. You know what I mean? So thank you very much for that. And I hope that you guys are enjoying all of the emotes and all of that, you know.
So, Phil, you're pretending that you fucking put in this sort of fucking effort when you were in your fucking, like, mid-20s or early 30s. You didn't do those things. Even when you were not married, and you were fucking, or a bachelor, even when you were in Connecticut, Phil, you were still a lazy, entitled piece of fucking shit. You fucking getting a wedding ring on and turning fucking, in your 40s, didn't turn you into some sort of lazy fucking bastard. You've always been a lazy fucking bastard. The difference is now that you're using being married and being in your 40s as an excuse, but it does not excuse you for being that lazy before you were married and when you're in your fucking late 20s or 30s.
Oh, again, the mic adjustment is something new. The emotes are something new. It's constant improvement. That's kind of how I want to keep it now. For a very long time.
Constant fucking improvement. Guys, I made a new community post. I've improved the stream. Phil, it's such a minimal fucking... He is literally proud of himself. But he's like, well, oh, we got a new fucking pop filter thing on my microphone, so it's not as intrusive. I was like, aye, well done. Should have done that years ago, but whatever. It doesn't really work too great though, because you're still fucking miles away from the fucking thing.
It was always stagnation. Phil just does the same thing every single day. No improvements, no changes, no feedback taken, just rolls with it forever. And it kind of becomes complacency. I don't want complacency. I want it to feel like we're always doing something fun and interesting and exciting and new, some new improvement, some new thing going on. That's what I want. So I hope that these changes are being noticed, but it's funny because, like I said, I'm not really getting comments about it. I would think, oh, I'm going to get comments about that on my videos, and I'm not. And it's a little
well, nobody fucking cares, I guess, Phil.
Weird that I'm not. So please let me know what you think. The people on stream seem to appreciate it, but there's thousands of people who watch my videos on demand, and I'd like to hear from you, okay? Okay, very quickly, let's talk about the games I'm currently playing. Let's briefly review the schedule. Then what I would like to do is a general review of how everything's going right now on my 3 different channels. This might be an opportunity. If you're someone who only comes to DSP Gaming and you don't know what happens on the other channels, well, it's React Day. It's the day when I'm going to be on those other channels all day. So this could be a good opportunity for you to be in the know about what's going on and see if maybe you're interested, okay? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is great. Yesterday, we did another 3 hours of open world content where I did optional enemy fights, questing. We did this really epic boss fight against the Quetzalcoatl, which is basically a unique enemy that's a boss, and it played the remixed version of the Final Fantasy VII boss theme, which was really cool. And after that, we did a whole bunch of quests based on it. We basically did all these different various quests in the Com City region. And by the end of the stream, we did the entire Grasslands. The Grasslands is the entire first portion of the game. We basically 100%ed it. So we're good. We're done now. And now when we play again, we're ready to move on to the next region. Now, what's funny about it is, back in the day, when I used to play video games, I didn't used to play them like this. Okay? I'd buy a new game. I'd pop it in, just before it was digital. I'd pop the disc in. I would play it for like 5, 6, 7 hours that first premiere day. And I would just push the game as far as I could and rush through it. I would not take my time to explore areas. I would not do meaningful side content. I would skip a lot of it. There were some exceptions. Like if I was playing Fallout or something, I would. But for most of these games, I was always kind of in a rush. And the reason being is because back in the day, I was known as the guy who would get that game on release day, pump it in, play it as fast as I can, and beat it within a few days, and be on to the next game. So if you wanted to see a playthrough right away of a hot new game, watch DSP Gaming. Now, over the years, when basically that wasn't possible anymore because people were getting games earlier, right? People found ways to get the game 4 days early or a week early and stream it. That advantage didn't matter anymore, okay? And so, people told me, hey, you have to change. We don't like the quality of your playthroughs anymore because you rush through games too much and you lose you out on so much content that is meaningful to the game that you don't even get the full picture of what the game is. So we want you to change. So I did. I then became, well, I'm going to focus in on the games that I like more and play less of the games. You know, I'm not going to play 5, 6 games in a 2-week span. I'm going to play maybe 2, 3 games in a 2-week span, but I'm going to focus more in on what I'm doing. And so I started taking my time, exploring open worlds, doing all the content and all of that, right? People liked it. People, oh, this is much better. Now your playthroughs are more interesting. And I had people along for the ride with me. But now, it's funny because here I am playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And as I'm doing the open world content, which is fun and has its own plots and meaningful stuff going on, I'm getting upgrades, material, all this stuff. People are just sitting here complaining. Oh my God, why is he doing this? Does he not know that this content is boring and grindy? And I'm like, wait a minute. If you want a game that doesn't have that content in it, there's a game like that. You want to know what it's called? Final Fantasy VII, the original. It doesn't have this open world questing or any of it. It's literally leave Midgar, right? Go to Com, get a flashback scene. Go to the swamp. Oops, there's a snake there that's going to kill you. Go to the Chocobo Ranch, grab a Chocobo, walk over the swamp, and you're in the next part of the game. And that takes what, like an hour? In Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the open world's like 6+ hours of awesome, fun content for RPG lovers, right? So the question is, what are you looking for? Like, I think that the game developers did exactly what they should have done. They've adding in all this supplemental content that makes this game feel like what you wish a game was originally. You know, like, don't you wish that in the 90s when you were playing these classic RPGs that you could have all this extra fun content and stuff?
Nope.
It's just crazy to me that now you're getting that content and people are like, wow, well, this is boring. Really? It's boring that you're finally getting this content people have always wanted. You know, I'm riding around on 5 different Chocobos. All my party members are present on the screen, which is amazing because most RPGs never do that. You know, the graphics are great. Are they fuzzy? Yes. I'm not going to lie. The graphics are fuzzy. But they're 60 frames. The game looks stunning in combat and stuff. Albeit a little bit too many effects. It's hard to see what happens in certain fights. But it's still amazing looking, right? And there's enough content of all different kinds to keep you occupied and interested. Around every corner, there's something new to discover, something interesting in this open world. So it's just crazy to me. Oh, this content's boring. Phil should skip it. That's what people are saying. Phil should skip all the content of Final Fantasy VII and just do the story. I swear to God, we go full circle. Just like back in the day, I used to do mature rated content, sexualized commentary, racial commentary, right? Racial jokes, things like that. And everyone complained, wow, you're such an immature asshole, right? You're such an idiot. This is why you don't deserve success because you're just a jerk. So over the years, I mature, I changed. I become a different person. Now, I don't want to do that commentary anymore. And now people say, wow.
I become a different person. That's a very interesting way to describe yourself, Phil. I become a different person. Who is the real DSP, I've got to wonder? Is it the old Phil or is it the new Phil? The new Phil does not feel like the raw, genuine DSP. The raw, genuine, real fucking DSP feels like the fucking sort of guy that was fucking doing YouTube content in 2010. Where the real DSP was making those sexualized sort of jokes. and those fucking, you know, the homophobic humour and all that shit, you know what I mean? Hello Jew and all that shit, yeah. That to me feels more closer to the real DSP than anything we've seen within the last, what, 5-10 years.
Wow, your commentary sucks, it's boring now. You don't do all that fun, risque commentary you used to do. It's like, you have to understand something, okay? And I mean this now, I hope people will listen. You can only demand change for so long, but then when you get it, you can't go back on it because things have already changed, it's too late, right? Like, here's the thing. 10, 15 years ago, I was a completely different dude. I was single. I was an alcoholic, all right? I didn't take YouTube seriously. I was fucking around every video that I made. So I rushed through a game just to get views or make money. I fuck around with my commentary because I don't care about the repercussions of what I say. I think the whole thing's a joke anyway, right? Today, I'm in my 40s. I'm happily married. I have a wife and a life. This is my full-time job. It's my occupation. I take it way more seriously. I don't want to get canceled on the internet for some bullshit because I need this as my job, you know?
Okay, hell, man. If sheer copium going on here. Fuck me, man. Thank you to Battery Exhausted for gifting a membership to the channel, but I don't know, like, as it streaming elements has been dumb as hell. I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't think it's actually gifted to anyone. We'll give it time to see if it'll catch up and kind of maybe understand what's going on. Streaming elements to me has been very buggy. I don't know what's going on. I'm very confused with it. But yeah, Barry also did gift a membership to the channel. I don't think anyone's got it yet. And I think that's because Stream Elements has not actually recognised that this happened. I don't know, it's very weird. We'll keep an eye out for it if something happens. Worst case scenario, if it doesn't get gifted properly, you'll get a refund, I'm pretty sure. I think that's how that works. So yeah, but cheers Barry and Batteries also for gifting a membership. But yeah, it's just, this Stream Elements has just been very temperamental today. I've got no idea what's going on with it.
Seriously. I don't want to get canceled on the internet for some bullshit because I need this as my job, you know? This isn't really fucking around anymore. This is way more serious business. People tell me all the time that they find what I do very meaningful. My commentary and the things that we talk about every day is very useful to them, and whether it's, you know, makes you feel good, puts a smile on your face, you get informed by the stuff we talk about here on the podcast or whatever it is. I can't fuck around like I used to anymore. I'm not that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally not that guy anymore. But now people are saying, well, why can't you just go back to how you were 15 years ago? Because you asked me to change. Like, the entire movement of This Is How You Don't Play was, wow, Phil is this very unprofessional, irreverent jerk, and he doesn't deserve success because of that. So I listened directly to 10 years of criticism to change myself for the better, and now the feedback I get is, go back to how you were? No. No. There's a whole new generation of people now who are like that. And they're out there making millions of dollars, which I never made back in the day. It wasn't even possible. There were no sponsorships and partnerships and paid product placements. All the things that they get didn't exist when I was doing that kind of content 15 years ago. So I was doing it for the love of it, pretty much. You know, and I stumbled into doing it for a living. All right?
What is the point of this rant?
So that's what drives me nuts. Because here I am playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm loving the game. I'm taking my time with it. I'm doing all the meaningful content that I'm discovering in it. And a lot of the feedback I'm getting is, wow, this playthrough is boring because you're taking your time and doing side content. Rush through all that content and get to the story. What? So go back 15 years. Go back to the old Phil again. Like, what on earth? And you know what it is? It's like I've always said, okay? And I'll say it again because this is a very true statement from my experience in life. In life, things swing like a pendulum, okay? Imagine that there's this big pendulum swinging back and forth, back and forth. At one point, the pendulum swings all the way this way, and this is what everything is and what everyone wants. And then over time, all of a sudden, the pendulum swings back because of gravity. It goes this way, and now it's on this side, and everyone wants this. You know, when I started on YouTube, people wanted this. Then, somewhere in the middle, it swung this way, and people wanted this. Well, now that pendulum is swinging back. Well, it's too late. Unlike waves of life and generational entertainment and stuff, I'm already an older dude. I'm changed, and my business is different now. I can't go back to that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But it's frustrating to me because I really like Final Fantasy. By the way, to give you some perspective here, yeah, the playthrough's not doing well at all in regards to like everything I'm doing. The Final Fantasy VII videos so far, we're 3 days in, haven't even done as well as the Silent Hill, the short message playthrough from a few weeks ago. And that was a 3-hour throwaway experience that really was not very good. And that has gotten more views and attention on it than my Final Fantasy VII Rebirth playthrough so far. So I'm sorry, because a lot of people like to make excuses, right? And they say, well, it's you and your commentary. Is it really? What am I doing wrong in my commentary? What am I doing wrong in the game?
Oh, where do you fucking begin? Where do you begin? Now, here's what I think Phil is going to go wrong with here. His on-demand footage could do monumentally better if his editors gave him a highlights package to upload. The fact that Phil has a raw live stream and he puts people through the raw live stream and then he thinks I'm going to just fucking basically show my audience that in 3 different parts for a day stream, unedited. When you look at what DSP tries at Emote does, when he can fucking basically take highlights from Phil's stream and upload like what he thinks are the best parts, essentially, or the most toxic parts, he gets tens of thousands of fucking views. And it's like that's like he's picking the best parts of the fucking thing that Phil just did, uploads it, and it gets massive fucking numbers. But Phil doesn't put any effort to that, or Phil doesn't even have someone else putting the fucking effort to edit and trim out the fucking bullshit, boring crap on his on-demand content. So, in terms of Phil's actual commentary itself on its own, most of it is just very mundane and bland. Like, he's not fucking, it's like, he's like, look at that thing over there, guys, let's go over there and go see it. And he goes over there, fucking, like, wow, look at this thing, guys. Did you see this thing, guys? The biggest downside to Phil's live playthroughs is simply that he is not putting in the mental brain power to try and, get things solved. The amount of times that he'll just sit there and wait for the chat to hold his hand, and he won't actually ask for it, but the moment any complication comes up, the head turns to the side, he scans the chat, and he looks for the answer to the slightest of fucking inconveniences that has fucking happened to prevent him from fucking going forward. It is no longer DSP playthroughs. This is not DSP gaming. This is DSP's chat gaming for him. And that's what most of Phil's playthroughs are these fucking days. That is why things like the fucking, even like, when it comes to things like Street Fighter and Tekken, people would rather probably watch or play those games than these fucking RPGs or anything, because it's less likely Phil's going to fucking turn to his chat and have his handheld in a fucking fighting game. But even then, Phil has asked for somebody that knows what they're doing with Tekken to help. One of the most recent Tekken streams Phil had for a couple of days ago, Phil said that he needed somebody who knows Tekken to fucking help him out, understand things. So even that game, he's fucking needing his goddamn handheld. You can come up with your own answers as to why, what's wrong with Phil's commentary. To me, it's like, so much of it's just him pointing at the screen and saying, look at that. Where it's like, the audience can usually see what's going on because, most of the audience will have that ability to see. For things like that, it's like, it's not any, funny. There's nothing to gain from Phil's commentary. Like, if Phil played the game silently, you probably would not miss out on anything. It's like, when you watch a video game content creator fucking make a video, usually their commentary you'd think would add to the overall experience of you watching that video. With Phil, you can literally have it on mute and you would not really miss out on anything.
Do you want me to rush through and skip all the content? Then the playthrough sucked. But if I do all the side content, then the playthrough's boring. It sucks, right? I'm talking with my audience, we're having conversation, so what did I do wrong there, right? No, here's the truth.
Well, here's the truth. Phil said wrong, and that's our first bingo of the game.
Burger. 5 in a row. That's concerning.
No, I think we're about to get a special mention here. I have a feeling that detractors and trolls are about to get a special shout out.
Because as much as people want to always pin it on me, the truth is it's not the case. There's tons of stuff that I'm doing that people like, that people are actually turning out and watching and enjoying. The problem is, it's not RPG playthroughs. The RPG playthroughs are played out because there's too many fucking RPGs at once. They all came out within this 3+ month span. Keep in mind, it started in December with Baldur's Gate 3. And I figured December and January were the perfect time to play Baldur's Gate 3.
Remember, Baldur's Gate 3 came out in like the summer or something of last year. Phil took his damn time to get into that fucking game, but Phil took a long time to get to Baldur's Gate 3. He only chose to play it in December because people kept fucking asking for it.
There was nothing going on. But then what happened? RPG. There's too many fucking RPGs at once, right? And what's the problem with RPGs is that even though you can argue that RPGs are very different in the way that they execute, they're all very similar, okay? What do RPGs have? Usually loads of characters with different backstories, loads of elaboration on that backstory, loads of combat, whether it's action-based or turn-based, there's still loads of it, and it's very repetitive and takes up time. Loads of world exploration with little minutia when it comes to things going on in the world. Loads of side questing, loads of collecting, loads of leveling, loads of menus, loads of dialogue, loads. Too many fucking loads, all right? It all just feels samey when even if you're playing these different universes and different styles of RPG, it's just the same shit over and over. You understand? Like, it really does.
That's funny. Dig
Feels different from Like a Dragon, feels different from Final Fantasy VII, but at the end of the day, they're all RPGs. They're all kind of samey when it comes down to what you're doing in each of them. So I get the fact that there's going to be massive burnout. And again, I wish that there was more stuff going on. But what's going on? A failure of a game in Suicide Squad, a co-op only game in Helldivers 2. We tried Pal World, it worked for a few streams, but then it got boring. So I can only play what's available. So what's funny about what I'm saying right now, okay, is that when you compare, for example, what we're doing on DSP Gaming to what we're actually doing on my other channel, the Throwback channel, which we're going to talk in a little bit. Because on that channel, all I'm doing is watching and reacting to my old content, and that channel's doing well. Now, views-wise, is it sky high? No. But actually, we're getting people engaged and supportive and excited for the content on the Throwback channel more than the new gameplay right now. Seriously.
What does that tell you, Phil? What does that tell you what your audience fucking prefers? It doesn't. This is nothing. This is not a reflection on the fucking current gameplay. This is the current reflection on what people fucking prefer seeing. What version of DSP they want. To me, it tells me they would rather fucking see the old DSP than the new DSP. That is what they fucking prefer. That is who they fucking want to listen to. That is who they fucking have more of a fucking resonance towards. Yes, that old DSP was a toxic piece of fucking shit, but that DSP also never fucking seemed to give a shit about what the world thought of him. That was a DSP that people seem to fucking gravitate towards. And that was a DSP that fucking actually fucking done quite well on YouTube.
Like, it's actually hard for me to retain any viewership on all these 100 RPGs. You know? And you know what? My ruin just made a great point. He says the same is going to happen with Dragon's Dogma 2. People are going to be mad at you if you skip it because there's too many RPGs, but then people will be upset with you if you skip it because you skipped the new game. Correct. I'm basically in this impossible situation where because too many of the same style of game have come out now in a 3-month span, if I play the new ones, no one cares, they're boring, it's the same kind of game. If I skip it, how dare you skip it? Don't you understand it's a new game and everyone wants it? Like, what? You just can't win. Like, people were very pumped and excited for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. They're like, can't wait to see you play it. The feedback I'm getting now is most people are not attending the live streams because they're playing it themselves. And they're going to watch the videos on demand after the fact, which I appreciate. But, I'm a live streamer. I don't play stuff off camera. So, I'm going to have to stream the game. What do I do with the streams if half the people aren't attending the streams, right? I don't know. Like, it really is a tough time right now when it comes to the gameplay. It is. Like, I'm confused of what I'm supposed to be doing different when no one seems to have a solution, right? And the funny part is people keep saying, oh, no, it's not that it's too many RPGs. Then explain it. Really explain it, right? I'd love to hear you.
I'm counting that. The funny part is, the funny thing is that to me is super close.
Burger.
So I'm definitely fucking counting that. Fuck it,
Keep saying, oh no, it's not that it's too many RPGs. Then explain it. Really explain it, right? I'd love to hear your explanation for this because there is none. It's just there's too many fucking RPGs. It's not that people aren't interested. It's that they're not interested in the same thing 20 times in a row.
But you're the one that fucking makes your schedule to play these fucking games. So what you're saying is it's your fucking fault. You want to try and blame game developers for fucking making RPGs, but you're the one that decides what fucking schedule you fucking have. You're the one that fucking decides what games they fucking play. So don't fucking try and blame the game developers or your audience, Phil. You can play literally any game on the planet right now. Any game that exists on this fucking planet right now, Phil, which is you within your fucking capabilities of playing. Whether it's on a console or or on a fucking, you can play it on a mini PC. You should literally have any game at your disposal. Within reason, also, there's probably a small number of games you fucking can't play. I mean, the mini PC can't fucking handle, perhaps, but you have so many options, Phil. But you chose to play these games. This is all on you. This is entirely your fault. Your audience are burnt out in RPGs. You're the one that fucking decided to play all these RPGs. This is all on you.
Well, Zenshirk says it's not the devs, it's the publishers. That's true too, because like I've said, what happens is they all live in this bubble or this tunnel. All they see is their own game. They don't look at the atmosphere around them or the climate, and then they release their games all at the same time, and they all cannibalize each other. I'm sorry to say, but if, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Persona 3 Reload.
Oh my dog, what's up?
Thank you very much to Ira for the super chat, who says maybe it's that he sucks. He plays them after they've lost relevance. Plays them after they've lost relevance and stretches the games out to their breaking point because of his stalling. That's definitely a factor. That is absolutely a fucking factor. Most gaming content creators, when they play a brand new hype game, they will stick to that game quite a bit, and they'll usually kind of just make sure they'll spend a few days playing that game. Like, Phil tries to pride himself on being like a variety kind of streamer, which to me I think cripples him in the long run. I think that actually hurts Phil in the long run, him trying to be all variety style, fucking, you know, oh, we're going to play these several games at once, but we're going to play this one Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we're going to play this one Tuesdays and Saturdays or whatever. To me, it hurts him more than anything else. He's trying to fucking argue and imply that his audience fucking want variety, but I don't think... Look, I don't mind variety. Phil streams twice a day, right? So he should probably stick to 2 games at a time. One for the day streams and one for the night streams. And whichever game's going to take longer to complete, have that one be the day stream since he plays it more, has more time to play it. That's the sort of variety Phil should be fucking having in his fucking channels, in my opinion. But Phil's like, no, I'm dead set in my ways, I'm just going to fucking juggle all these games at once and I'm going to complain when people are getting fed up with him.
This Grand Blue Fantasy game, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Dragon's Dogma 2, and that's just 5 games that I pulled off the top of my head because there's more than that. If they spread the releases out over the course of 2024, and maybe there was one every 2 months, instead of all of them within 2 months, those games would have sold better. And I'm sorry, I'm sticking to that statement. All right, I am. They would have sold better. And it's funny because, well, Like a Dragon sold better than any game in the franchise so far. You're right, and it was the first game in that big wave. It actually came out before anything else. Remember that? Persona 3 sold well. Yeah, it's Game Pass. They literally count every Game Pass download as a sale. Those numbers are drastically off. Who actually bought the game versus just got it on Game Pass? You can't trust those numbers. They all lie and say that it sold when it didn't. Okay? I'm going to be curious at the end of the day when all things are said and done, right? What actually has happened with these sales? I'd love to hear this. Okay? That's what I really want to know. What did they really make on these games? Because they all are going to cannibalize each other. There's no way that a common gamer can play 5 to 6 100-hour RPGs in 2 months. It's not going to happen. So what'll happen is you're going to buy 1 or 2, and then you're just going to wait, and you're going to buy them months later when they're already discounted because they're trying to sell more copies because that window of release is over, right? I find it crazy because usually early in the year when you have a big flood of games, it's a variety. You know, in previous years, around this time, we had Resident Evil 4 Remake last year. You had Elden Ring the year before. You get that variety. It's not just RPG, 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 RPG. And now it just is. Like, what is going on here, right? So anyway, I love Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We're now around 11 and a half hours into it. We've beaten the first open world segment. I love it. And I see tons of people complaining, why did he do that? Well, I didn't want to rush the game. You know, I bought the game to play it, not to skip the whole game. And people are like, we have to understand that content's boring. Well, then you just think RPGs are boring. Sorry. RPGs are not meant to be bought and rushed through at maximum breakneck pace. You're supposed to take your time and immerse yourself. Why do you think it's called role-playing? Because you're supposed to be playing the role of one of the characters in the game, and the character doesn't just ignore the universe around them and run at a breakneck speed to the end. They actually immerse themselves in the universe and take advantage of everything around them. That's the point of an RPG. So if you don't like RPGs, I get it, but then don't say that I'm playing the game wrong. That's asinine and stupid, okay? Okay, so I love it. I wish more people would attend the streams. The streams already, you know, we're only 3 days into it. Already, attendance has dwindled, support has dwindled, and there's not much I can do about that. All I can do is continue to play it and enjoy it and represent it fairly. I think the game is great. I really do. Like I've been telling you guys, the more I play it, the more I like. And if it stays at this formula of 4 or 5 hours of story that's kind of linear, and then goes to a nice open world area where you can explore and do all this cool, fun, optional content, and if it alternates back and forth like that, I think this could be one of the best RPGs in recent memory. Seriously, I think it's going to be outstanding. I'm super excited for that. So I hope that you guys are too, but it just seems like the vast majority of people who like the game are saying they're not watching the streams. So I don't know what to do about that. Okay? Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, last night, we finally crossed over into Chapter 8, which is a point of swapping of the game. Instead of it all being about Kasuga's team in Hawaii, we've actually returned to Japan, and the game has split. Now we're following Cosmic Kiryu in Japan, Yokohama, and he's forming his own party and doing his own plot line. So this is kind of neat, because I think what's going to happen is the game's going to bounce back and forth between the two groups, and we're going to get 2 different plots, which is excellent, and that'll keep the actual game moving a bit, rather than stagnating and being the same group over and over. So I'm happy for that, and I'm looking forward to more of that. Of course, you know, the Like a Dragon playthrough wasn't doing well to begin with, because we just played Like a Dragon Gaiden, right? And let's be honest, it's more of a niche playthrough anyway for those who kind of like the Japanese culture and stuff like that. Personally, the Yakuza / Like a Dragon franchise has been great for me. I love those games, so I'm going to continue to play this one, but yeah, I mean, that was always intended to be a late night chill stream style game. I didn't think it was going to put any butts in seats or anything like that. I'm just excited to be playing it still because it's fun. We're about 40 hours in now, I believe. I want to say we're like 38, 39 hours in or something like that. And likely we're about halfway through the game. The game has 12 chapters and we're just in chapter 8. But these chapters get longer near the end. I guarantee you we're probably about halfway through. It'll probably end up being like a 70, 80 hour playthrough, I would think. Depending. We'll have to see. So that's what happened with the gameplay yesterday. Today we're doing all reacting. After this podcast ends, we're heading over to DSP React for my usual DSP versus the Internet clip show, which should be fun. I actually was looking at the clips last night, and a good variety of clips this week from everyone, so it should be a good show this week, all over the place with topics, but that's good. It usually keeps things interesting. Tonight on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, on DSP Throwback, it is me doing a retro react stream of Heavy Rain for the 3rd week in a row. You guys have really enjoyed that, and I want to talk a little bit about that now. Basically, right now, out of all the stuff that I'm doing, the stuff that seems to be the most positive is the throwback stuff. Meaning these throwback streams I'm doing once a week. When people show up to those streams, they're excited.
Anybody care what this guy thinks?
No! Very, very positive. They're really enjoying the content. We hang out, we have a good time, chill vibes, enjoying these older games, right? Laughing at my old style of commentary and the old style of gameplay and everything. These streams are very engaging and supportive, And overall, the videos do decent. I mean, they don't do amazing. I'm not getting thousands of views on me reacting to my old content, but at the same time, it's pretty consistent. Like, the people watching it really are enjoying it and liking the content. And what's happening is, because I'm doing these streams consistently, that channel is building itself up consistent viewership now, which is good. That's what any channel needs, right? Not sporadic, but consistent viewership. So what's happening is the Throwback channel is finally getting to the point where it's earning me a few bucks. Not a ton, but it's earning me a few bucks. It's mostly because of the streams and those videos of Heavy Rain that are doing decent for the channel. Now,
So I love how Phil's definition of a few bucks. So last time when Phil done his retro react stream, he got $161. That is more than a few bucks in my opinion. The previous retro react stream got 50. And like the one before that, $161. It's probably game dependent more than anything else, but yeah. Phil, these are decent numbers for a fucking throwaway channel for a throwback stream. And he's like, but it's not enough though. It's never enough for Phil. It never will be enough for Phil. He's always hoping and praying for fucking more. It doesn't matter how much money Phil is given on any given day. It is never going to be enough. Phil could be given $1 million by 1 minute, man. It's probably not going to be enough because after a week or so, that's gone.
Other content is on that channel. There's the classic Final Fantasy 13 playthrough, as well as the Red Dead Redemption 1 playthrough from 2010. Those are the playthroughs where they're being upscaled, flicker reduced, audio improved,
and also having content stolen from other channels to try and make it seem like it was your content.
Fused together to be 30-minute parts, modern thumbnail, and modern titling. Okay, a lot of work is going into those. When I started putting those up in January, they were doing good. Like, every video was getting between 500 to 1,000 views, and people were very excited. Well, it's now March, and the playthroughs continue. Final Fantasy 13 is a long playthrough. It's between 30 to 40 hours long. Red Dead Redemption is around a 20-hour playthrough, okay? So, yeah, these playthroughs being as long as they are, sadly, the viewership has dramatically dwindled. I mean, I'm lucky to get 100 views on one of those videos on the day it releases. Now, over time, they are accumulating more views, but you can tell that the playthroughs have stagnated because they're so long. I've been doing 30-minute parts of a 30-hour playthrough. You're talking 60-plus parts to finish the game. And for example, with Final Fantasy 13, I want to say today or yesterday, we released like part 33, 34. And with Red Dead, I think we just released like part 18 or something like that. So we're getting there, right? We're getting there, but it's just taking a long time. So those playthroughs, I'm happy that we're putting them up for posterity purposes, because that was the whole point of doing this work, is to get those playthroughs up so people can watch them in the future. Make it so that they don't get claimed or blocked, so that people can actually watch them and enjoy them and not have to worry about in a year, oh, half the playthrough's missing, because that's what used to happen with those old playthroughs, right? So that's why all this is happening. But at the very same time, yeah, it's a little disheartening. The whole idea of the project was hopefully people would be excited, and for years people asked me to put those playthroughs up, and it's a lot of work to get those out there. And now all of a sudden the interest seems to be completely dead for these playthroughs. Like, almost no one's watching them. We get about, like I said, maybe 100 views on the day they come out, if that. So, I think this is a case of what they call the very vocal minority. It was a small group of people who really were dying to see those playthroughs come back on YouTube after being erased years ago. And now that they're coming up, they're like, nah, it wasn't a big deal. But what I'm happy is that not only is that content going live for posterity purposes, but now with the Retro React streams once a week, the channel's actually amounting to something interesting, right? I'll be honest, the Retro React stuff is actually some of the most fun stuff that I've been doing recently. I really enjoy our Sunday nights together where we just chill and react to the old playthroughs. It's really fun. And I don't just mean Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain's great, but also the Red Dead and the Dark Souls stream was great too. Like, I hope that we can actually keep this stuff as a staple. You know, I've now been around for 15 years, and there is so many old classic playthroughs that we can sit back and relax, and I can react to, and we can have a good time with, that I'm looking forward to doing more of those in the future moving forward. I hope you guys like it as well.
Money.
Now, if you haven't checked out the content over there yet, I strongly recommend you do. It may not be your cup of tea, especially if you don't care about games from 15 years ago. But man, it's fun, right? It really is. Give it a look. It's at youtube.com/@DSP Throwback. We'll be over there tonight on the late stream, hanging out and enjoying Heavy Rain further. At this point, I think we're 19 parts into Heavy Rain, and the Heavy Rain playthrough, I can't remember how long it actually was. I want to say it was like 50-something parts, and we're currently at part 19. I think it was 3 nights that I played it to beat it. And I think after like 20-some parts, there's actually the video where I give you my day one final thoughts, and I'm curious to watch and react to that, because I don't remember them. Like, I don't remember what my thoughts were each night after I played the game. It'll be cool to react to that too. So, that'll be fun. That'll be fun tonight. I hope you'll check that out. So, anyway, that's today's streams. Tomorrow, it'll be Baldur's Gate 3 on the daytime stream. Allow me to reiterate that. Baldur's Gate 3 on the daytime stream tomorrow. We're changing.
To me, it feels like Phil is just basically doing this. That's the vibe I'm getting from Phil, trying to fucking make sure he's always very aware of this. Guys, get your wallets ready. 1 minute man, make sure you fucking get that prime fucking $25 tip. Or 1 minute man, you could go back to $30, because sometimes 1 minute man does $30 tips as well. Maybe 1 minute man will do 50 to celebrate Baldur's Gate 3 returning sooner than usual as a possibility, Phil. So yeah, Phil is definitely hoping they'll fucking bring back the dent heads and fucking get that Velcro wallets open so he can fucking get $100+ in tips just to fucking save his shitey fucking business, and so he can fucking keep investing in WWE Champions like he fucking did last time he got wheeled out on the weekend, on Friday there. So fucking predictable. Okay, one more time, let's see Phil put out the fucking call for his dent heads to fucking assemble to try and give him money.
Baldur's Gate 3 on the daytime stream. Allow me to reiterate that. Baldur's Gate 3 on the daytime stream tomorrow. We're changing the schedule per your requests. People were upset that we weren't going to do Baldur's Gate, earlier in the week, so we're doing it tomorrow. There will be no late night stream tomorrow night. I'm taking the entire night to do personal stuff behind the scenes. I really need the time to do it, and likely that's going to happen a few times this month. There's probably going to be a few times this month where there's late night streams I can't stream because I need to do stuff behind the scenes, which is fine. I'll let you know ahead of time when those are going to be, and the first one is Monday night, okay? Tuesday, we're back to a full day of gameplay streaming. It'll be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Tekken 8 online play with Yoshimitsu. Still trying to push Yoshimitsu out of the red ranks and into purple. We'll see how that goes. And then Wednesday, it'll be more Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon, and that's the streaming week, okay? Next week, you're going to see alternation and balance between Baldur's Gate and Final Fantasy VII on the day streams, and you'll see Tekken 8, Like a Dragon on the night streams, and of course React content as well on the React day, okay? Alright, so in general, alright, yeah, things are actually way slowed down on DSP Gaming. In the last month, I basically played 3 games, right? I played Baldur's Gate, Like a Dragon, and Tekken 8, and that was really it. And even then, I don't feel like I played enough of, say, Tekken 8 to even get as good as I probably should have gotten. The problem is that Tekken 8 didn't really get as much engagement or attention as Street Fighter 6 did. You know,
what does that fucking tell you, Phil? You like the game, I agree, but nobody else fucking does. Boo-hoo for you.
Wanted to play more, and people didn't really seem to like it as much. So, really with Tekken, I'm like floundering. And what I mean by that is, I am getting better, but it's very slow progress. Like most people who played the game and worked hard are in purple or getting to blue now, and I'm still stuck in red rankings because I haven't really played enough of a character to get good enough to get above that.
Plus your shite, plus your garbage, plus your fucking terrible at the fucking game. What does Jaha think of you?
Yo, Phil.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to look like you, dude. I mean, you're a fucking snitch. Everybody hates you. Who wants?
Nobody wants to look like a snitch.
Nobody fucking asking, dude. You're yes, getting shot down left and right. Nobody wants to look like you. And we don't give a fuck about you, motherfucker. Ain't nobody trying to look like you. Shit.
That's what I'm
saying. So DSP, shut the fuck up!
Alright, you notice Ben's respectful and you're not.
Shut the fuck up!
It's been 6 months.
God damn, dude.
That's what Jaha fucking thinks of your fucking shitey fucking Tekken 8 fighting ass. You're not that fucking good at the fucking game. You think you fucking deserve to be a higher fucking rank, but you blame your audience for not liking the game for you to stop you from playing more often, Phil. Just accept your fucking mediocrity on this fucking occasion.
I'm working on it, but that's just where we are with it right now. Only playing it twice a week. So, during February, even though I tried things like Pal World and that, Silent Hill short story game and stuff like that, it didn't, nothing really caught on.
Oh, I'm so bored of you fucking going through the whole schedule again. I'm going 1.5. We're going 1.5 speed. I'm just going to let the bad man cook.
To be exciting for the mainstream viewers here. So a lot of viewers just kind of stayed away. They're like, he's doing a bunch of RPGs and stuff. I'll come back when new games come out and stuff like that, right? So yeah, definitely viewership has dwindled and attendance has dwindled, and there's nothing I can really do about that. I'm playing what's out that fits my content style. If I was one of these meme streamers and I had a ton of co-op people who I just played games with for 2 streams and I dropped the fucking game like a lot of people do, then I would have been playing Helldivers. But that's not who I am. When I play a game, I like to play if I like it to completion. I don't do online co-op games. I don't see the point in playing a game designed for online co-op solo. It's not going to work. It's not going to be as good as the experience is intended, right? So that's why I'm not playing Helldivers. I know it's like a hot game, but it doesn't make sense. Suicide Squad, absolutely I would have played if it didn't suck ass. Did you know, get this, Suicide Squad has around 500 players on Steam. That's it. Suicide Squad is already selling for $50 everywhere, and the game's only been out for 1 month. It's already been discounted $20, and word is that it is such a huge sales failure for Warner Brothers. They're actually retooling and rethinking what games to work on in the future. Maybe even a huge shift away from DC content, which is pretty crazy. Anyway, outside of that, what am I doing here is I'm just basically pushing through the games that we have, and I'm playing Final Fantasy, which I thought would have caught on more. It hasn't. The streams are not doing well. They're slow. People sit here complaining that I'm playing an RPG like an RPG instead of rushing through it. It's like, so really, I think one of 2 things are going to happen. Either things are going to stay at this pace for 2 weeks and there's nothing I can do about it, or some people will actually start to attend the Final Fantasy streams once they get further into the game themselves and they want to avoid spoilers. See, right now, I did play a ton of Final Fantasy 7 in the first 3 days. A ton, right? 11 and a half hours is a lot of gameplay for just a few days. So a lot of people probably are behind me, but I'm not playing it today, and I'm also not playing it tomorrow, and then moving forward, I'm alternating with Baldur's Gate. So instead of me playing it every day, 3+ hours and getting way ahead, it'll definitely be easier for people to get caught up and maybe attend those streams. You know what I mean? Like, I think it'll make sense over time for people to come back and check out the streams, but it's going to take maybe a bit. Maybe we'll have more people on Tuesday. I don't know, right? I don't know what to say, the next new game that I'm going to be playing is probably the Star Wars Battlefront collection. I think that's around the 15th-ish, if I remember. And that should be fun for multiplayer purposes because it's very different from anything we're doing right now. And those games play really well and are just fun to watch, too. To see you run around as a stormtrooper blowing shit up and then becoming a superhero and coming and zipping around and killing everyone. It's fun. It's a really great game. It's very addictive, too. In this version, apparently, they upgraded huge battles with so many people. So I think it's going to be neat. I do think that will be something fun. And then when we finally get to Rise of the Ronin, at least that's something different. It's a completely different formula. It's nothing like any game that I'm playing right now. It'll feel very different, and that'll be a good thing. But I mean, Dragon's Dogma 2, I really think I should skip at this point. I'm not saying skip and never play it. I'm saying probably don't play it yet. Try to get further into the games I'm playing. Maybe, finish Baldur's Gate within the next month. And if that's done, then we can focus on a new RPG. But I feel like right now, there's just too many RPGs. Why add another one when the ones I'm doing aren't going so well, right? Yes, I'm aware Alone in the Dark is also coming out this month, and the thing is, no one knows if it's going to be good or not, because the game got delayed multiple times, and no one can really put their finger on what it's going to be yet. I think near the end of the month, we'll probably get a lot more information about it, and then we'll make a decision. If it looks good, I want to play it. It's going to be something, again, very different from the stuff I'm doing, and that's kind of what we need right now, is variety, instead of more of the same. That's correct. Rise of the Ronin is PS5 only, not an Xbox game. That's right. So anyway, here's the state of how everything's going in summary. DSP Gaming is slow right now, and there's nothing I can really do about it when the only hot new releases have been RPGs, and people are already RPG'd out, all right? And when people say things like, well, I don't get it, because those games are doing better on other channels. Yes, giant channels. You're right. Big popular channels with engaged viewer bases of people who virally come there because those people are popular. Doesn't matter what they do, they get viewership no matter what, all right? For me, the first RPG did good, Baldur's Gate. Then that got tired when we hit the 100-hour mark. Then I started another RPG. Then I started another RPG. What do you think would happen? But those are the games that are out. That's just what I'm facing. If I was a different kind of content creator who played every viral game, jumped on every bandwagon, co-opted out the ass, but didn't really care about the quality of what I was putting out, I just cared about the viral popularity of what I was playing, I probably would be in a very good position right now and no one would give a shit, right? But that's just the situation that we are in right now. And you deal with it. You move forward positively. Listen, this year is not a slouch for games. We've got a lot of interesting, fun games coming up that are going to be very different, and people will be more interested in seeing me play rather than RPG, okay? So anyway, that's just where we are with DSP Gaming. I would hope more people will come to watch Final Fantasy VII in the long term, but there's no guarantee. I can't make them show up. What I would hope is that because things are slowing down right now, people will say, okay, now I'm ahead of Phil so I can watch his streams. Because I miss the days of having a bunch of people on a stream for a hot new game. I do. And that happens, for example, last year, Lies of P. Wow, those streams are outstanding. Every time I played it, people showed up, were engaged, excited, and the game was really cool. I like it when you have that feeling for a new release, but it's hard to retain that feeling now when every game's a 100-hour RPG. It just doesn't happen, right? So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But right now, yeah, DSP Gaming, I don't want to say it necessarily has stagnated. It's just that there's just not a lot going on in the realm of variety that's going to engage the audience. It's more, if you like these RPGs, come hang out, and if not, well, bide your time and wait for the new games to come, right? DSP React is basically just my react show once a week at this point. I know that I was doing movie reviews, TV show reviews, and things like that. They just didn't do very well. You know, when I was doing those videos, I was watching hours of content, then recording a review just to put out a video that would get like 300 views. And it was like, wow, I invested all that time into a video that really didn't add anything to the channel. So that's why I stopped kind of doing it. I think when something hype comes out, like for example, if there's a big movie everyone's talking about, or when the Fallout show comes out, what is it, April? That's the kind of stuff that I would want to watch and basically review for you guys. But right now, I don't think that just willy-nilly reviewing movies here or there is going to work. Like, I don't think that's going to be that exciting. Like, people were like, well, did you watch Dune 2? No, I didn't see Dune 1. Why don't you watch Dune 1 and review it? Because the movie's like years old, right? No one's going to be ultra excited for me to review Dune from years ago, right? Now, if a hot new movie comes out and hits Max or whatever, then that's different, right? But right now, there's nothing going on, you know? But things will happen later this year, like I said. Oh, you know what else? The Boys. When The Boys comes out later this year, isn't that like June or something? I'll watch and review that for you. Sure, I will. I'll be interested in that. Because that's just such a culturally popular thing, you know, the dystopian superhero idea. So I will do that. I'll do the new season of The Boys, and I'll do oh, and I will, because it was like you need to watch all of The Boys. I will. I'll watch it and get caught up on it. I already started. Remember I told you I did start watching it. I watched a lot of season 1, and then basically I like sporadically will watch it every once in a while. So I'll probably watch more. So I'll probably review that, right? And then I'll probably review, like I said, the Fallout show. That'll be coming, but. Mostly, the React channel is the weekly clip show, DSP versus the internet, and then if I do like a food vlog every once in a while, right? Like the tier makers are fun, but they don't always do that.
What was that, a mic bump or was that a table bump?
Channel is the weekly clip show, DSP versus the internet, and then if I do like a food vlog every once in a while.
He bumped a mic. He bumped a mic with that trailing hand there. We actually have a mic bump.
Burger.
I didn't think it was possible because the pop guard. You can see for yourself here. With this flailing arm.
Be coming, but. Mostly, the React channel is the weekly clip show, DSP versus the internet, and then if I do like a food vlog every once in a while.
There it is. He smacked the fuck out of that fucking megaphone. Jesus, man. To be honest, I don't think we're going to have a whole lot. I don't know if I'm going to keep it on the card. Megaphone bump, I don't think it's going to happen too often. But, yeah, the fact of the matter is we've got this time around. I guess we'll keep it on for now. We actually had it today, it actually happened today. But I don't think it's going to... That's going to be something that's going to be quite rare, I think, these days, because of the fucking... No more big, massive pop filter. But hey, we had it happen today, you know what I mean? Expectations were exceeded. Fucking hooray for that. We have a free space already thanks to Phil snorting 25 times. We are 4 burps away from a second free space. And remember, 100 likes on the stream means a third free space. And there's plenty more to show to go.
A while, right? Like the tier makers are fun, but they don't always do that well, and I kind of have to do an entire stream to do one. So it's kind of like, you know, take an entire night out to do a tier maker, and then the tier maker gets 400 views. It's like, oh, well, that kind of sucked. You know, I could have been playing gameplay. That would have been way more popular than that. So if I can find a tier maker that's going to do well, I'll probably do another one.
Find a tier maker that's going to do well. To find one. Maybe Phil should Google tier makers that makes people a bunch of money. Or, you know, that may fucking get him the fucking the most popular tier makers out there.
So, okay, so that's what's going on with the React channel. Right now, I think the Throwback channel, out of all my content that I'm putting out, is actually doing the best because of the weekly retro React streams. You know, the fact that both longtime fans as well as some newcomers who have watched my content over the last few years but didn't know about my past are coming by and chilling on Sunday nights with the React streams, right? We're having a good time together. We're enjoying, you know, reminiscing about the past and, you know, reacting and relaxing. It's a nice vibe. It really is. Like these Sundays now, these React Sundays for me are more of my laid back day. I know I don't have to do any gameplay today. So I'm not pressured to perform and do well or make progress or make an advancement in rankings and get a bunch of wins in Tekken or something like that. Instead, it's just more relaxed atmosphere. And I like that. Today, I'm just going to watch a bunch of clips you guys submitted. I'm going to react to them. We're going to have some fun discussion. Tonight, we're going to watch old games I used to play. We're going to react, have some fun discussion, and just have a good chill day together. That's cool to break it up. I like that also. We're doing it on Sundays. It's right dab in the middle of my streaming week. So it's the perfect thing to break up that week so it doesn't become too much of the same all week long, right? So right now, the retro reacts are probably some of my most fun stuff I'm doing. And honestly, it's probably doing the best out of a lot of my content right now. Like, people are consistently showing up, engaging and supporting those streams, and that's good. And the views on those videos are decent. You know, they are for rewatching an old playthrough. It's actually doing the best. And what's actually interesting, so I've done 3 of them. I did Red Dead 1, which we reacted to like the first 2 hours of. I did Dark Souls 1, which we reacted to about the first 2 hours of, and then I've done Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain has outperformed the other 2 by a lot. Like, Heavy Rain has only been two weeks now that the content's been out, and the views on the Heavy Rain series have already outdone Dark Souls 1 and Red Dead. Red Dead's been out for over a month, and Dark Souls 1's been out for just about a month, and it's already like way better views on it. I'm like, wow. So that's cool, you know. But I'm hoping. Here's what I'm hoping for the Throwback channel. All right.
Money.
Oh, my nose itches. Yeah, what I'm hoping for the Throwback channel is this. We could continue to do the retro react stuff, hopefully once a week, and we can do variety. Like Heavy Rain's not going to last forever. That's only going to last another few weeks, and then we can start doing polling for awesome retro playthroughs from back in the day that you guys would love to see me react to. The one exception being Fallout, because the music, I can't watch it. It's going to get blocked. But outside of that, anything basically but Fallout would be like pretty cool. And I'm excited for that. So I hope that we could get excitement for that. Like people will be, oh man, I really like to see this classic playthrough. I really like to see this classic playthrough, right? And people voting for those and competing to see what they want. And we can try different games. It doesn't have to be the same game every week. It can be different games and decide which ones we want to go back to and which ones we don't want to, or maybe go back at a future date. That's going to be fun. But also, once we get to the end of Red Dead Redemption 1 and Final Fantasy 13, that's also going to kind of reinvigorate stuff because now people can choose what's the next project you want to see. Do you want to see a series about the Suicide Kings online multiplayer that I did with Rambo and friends that became the Suicide Kings videos? Do you want to see Lost Vlogs from like New York Comic Con and other things? I have a bunch that I could search through and find and probably put that stuff together. Do you want to see the LA Noire playthrough, which is also lost completely to time? The original run never is not present on YouTube anywhere right now. Or rather than the lost playthroughs, would you prefer to see older playthroughs remastered? So imagine, and this is just a what if, this is not a definite yes. Let's say the original Fallout 3 playthrough, all right, but ran through a filter so the music isn't in it anymore, therefore it won't get blocked and muted on YouTube. Put into an upscale HD filter with a better frame rate, longer parts, properly titled. So now it's a digestible playthrough that doesn't have gaps in it like the current one. The current one, half the parts are muted or blocked because of the music, which is shitty. You can't even watch it and enjoy it because YouTube screwed it up so bad over the years. But imagine now having that as a watchable playthrough again. I think that would be neat. Hopefully people would be engaged. I would love to go back and watch my old playthrough of that, you know? How does the filter work? It mutes the radio. Yeah, what happens is it searches for certain kinds of audio. So if you're playing the game and it's playing, you know, I don't want to set the world on fire. If it detects that kind of background noise, it'll just mute that noise only. But when my voice,
Shut up, bitch!
It recognizes my voice and doesn't mute that. So we did a quick test run and it worked almost perfectly. Not perfectly. Like, there's still gonna be some music present, but it won't be like an overabundance of it where hopefully the video won't get muted, you know? So you know, so there you go. That'd be pretty interesting, right? And I don't know, like I think the Throwback channel right now is on a pace of growth and interest. Not huge growth because it's never gonna have huge growth. These are people who are like my old content, you know, how many, 1,000 people on the internet, or maybe still into that, right? But the people that are there are very excited. There's positivity, there's fun, there's engagement and support. And I feel like that channel has good potential this year depending on what we do with it. The other thing is you could do timely things. So I'll give you an example here. What about around Halloween? That's when we upload the Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare playthrough. That's again lost to time. It's not on the internet anywhere. Imagine, you know, doing that as the project for October, right? That would be pretty neat. Around Christmas, looking for old things that I did around the holidays, Christmas specials, you know, marathons, and you know, putting those together and reacting back to those and stuff like that, right? So that could be neat. That's I like the potential the channel has right now. I'm really liking the idea of this. So, yeah, thank you for watching everything. That's kind of the state of everything. I am hoping that things are going to rejuvenate here on DSP Gaming once newer games of a bigger variety come out, you know? And the Throwback stuff I'm really enjoying. So far so good, but yeah, things could definitely get better, you know? The other thing I'm not talking about right now are financials because you already know the deal. That with those reduced gifted memberships, meaning gifted memberships I literally will never get paid.
Well, Phil, you just said the things you're not talking about right now are financials, and you are talking about them. In an amazing way, you end up talking about them anyway. The bigment has come regardless.
So far so good, but yeah, things could definitely get better, you know? The other thing I'm not talking about right now are financials because you already know the deal. That with those reduced gifted memberships, meaning gifted memberships I literally will never get paid for. I have seen a big dip in income and I don't see how to get it back. I need a surge of interest, and I can't get a surge of interest when there's no games other than RPGs coming out, right? So once that happens, I think we'll be better off, you know? Plus, we are starting to hit the time of year when there's going to be an increase in ad revenue on YouTube. Like, it's already begun. I've started to see it creep up a little bit. It's usually January, February the worst, and around March, April, all of a sudden you start seeing it kind of normalize again. So that's going to help a bit too. But it ain't going to help that much if no one's watching the videos, right? If no one's watching the gameplay because it's all RPGs, then it's not going to help, right?
This is nobody's fucking business, Phil. This is something for you to fucking keep to yourself. We don't need to fucking know this shit.
So, anyway, there you go. That's what's going on right now. Now, feedback appreciated. You know, I'm looking at the chat and I got someone like Zero. He posted 4 paragraphs, none of which I could read. But one of the things he's saying is maybe go back and play an older game. I mean, I'm always down to do that. I'm literally always down to go back and say, hey, you want to do like a nostalgic run of an older game or something like that? But we'd have to think of one that people want to see and will actually show up, right? The thing is, we used to do that. Every year, I was doing a Bethesda playthrough. First, it was Fallout New Vegas. Then it was Skyrim. Then it was Oblivion. And we were going to do that again this year, except people wanted Baldur's Gate 3. So Baldur's Gate 3 is basically what's next. You know, that's what we're playing. That's why we're not doing... How on earth would I play the Bethesda playthrough when we're playing Baldur's Gate 3, right? Once we finish Baldur's Gate 3, and we get through RPG Mania, then maybe we could start to look to do something like that. But personally, no, I don't think going back and playing an older game like we were doing, like let's say people say, oh, play Fallout 3 now. That wouldn't work. Too many RPGs already. You know what I'm saying? So there's not much you really do about that. We need to have variety. We really do need variety right now. And I think we're going to get it. It's just going to take a little bit more time, okay? All right, let's do some shout-outs. We start with Roman Victor, who re-upped his membership for 3 months. Says, Phil is love, Phil is life. I love the podcast. Thank you, Roman Victor. Rush Fan, also with a membership. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you, Rush Fan. I am. Bloom Kid, with the first super chat of the day. Thank you for that. He says, you know, a lot in some regards, all games today are now RPGs pretty much, even adventure games are RPG games without leveling. I mean, yeah, but the thing is, you know what I'm saying? It's I understand if you broaden the term, yeah, pretty much every video game, you're playing the role of someone who you really aren't, and yada yada. And there's some, you know, some level of advancement, some level of, you know, leveling of some kind. That's not what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Take a look at Baldur's Gate 3, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Just take those three on paper. So visually, they're a little different. Gameplay-wise, when it comes to combat, they're all different, right? But in the end of the day, it follows the same narrative kind of structure. You're going to have a big chunk of story where it's linear, and you're stuck doing a whole bunch of kind of linearity in a story mission or whatever. Tons of cutscenes, tons of talking, blah, 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 blah. Then eventually you get to a combat segment or a segment where you have a little bit more open control of the game. You can explore more fully. You can, you know, find content and look around for it or whatever, right? And then you go back to the linear part again. And even though you might say, yeah, the combat's different, yeah, but at the same time, you notice the combat mostly isn't action-based. I guess, or maybe you could say Final Fantasy VII Rebirth kind of is. It is more action-y, that's for sure. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell the difference between, like, no one's going to say that Call of Duty is an RPG. No one's going to say that Mario is an RPG, except for Super Mario RPG, right? You know, it's like, you can tell the difference between this is an RPG, and this is kind of a very similar style of game, correct? And, you know, there you go. On Photum Grave, we have the membership for 2 months is Bang Bang RPG Gang. And Drew Corporation, we have his membership for 5 months is, yeah, I for one am definitely RPG'd out. I cannot wait for new stuff. I hear you. I really, really, really wish that there weren't so many. And again, I really feel like if they'd stretched them out this year, this would have been like a slam bang amazing year for games. But you can't release all the same genre of game back to back. It doesn't work. You'll get tired out. Like for example, imagine if I played Super Mario Wonder, then a new Sonic the Hedgehog game, then a new Crash Bandicoot game, and then Spyro, right? Now listen, they're all amazing games in their own rights. But the moment that you get to the second one, you're like, okay, and then you get to the third one, you're like, what the hell? Now they're all different, but they're all platformers, and they're all kind of the same formula, and you're gonna get tired of it, right? It doesn't matter. And the thing is, if you put it in perspective like that, then you understand it. Because a lot of people say, oh, these RPGs are so different, they don't cannibalize themselves. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Sales-wise and attention-wise, they absolutely do. Okay. All right. Let's head over to the YouTube side of things. Okay.
No, you just done the YouTube side of things. You want to head over to a tip side of things, Phil.
Now let's see, because sadly a lot of these are probably troll tips, which I'm just going to ignore. Okay. So I just got a $1 tip. Someone says, I think most people come to watch a stream. It doesn't matter what game you're playing. Okay, hold on. Okay, I just want to add the $1 before I forget, because this guy has a big comment here. When your commentary ends up being risk-free and generic, it comes across as boring. I think people need to realize old Phil was popular because he made risky commentary and it made videos entertaining. Now the risk-free commentary appeals more to older audience and not the vast majority.
That's what I said earlier on. People prefer the older DSP because that older DSP apparently didn't give a shit of what fucking came out of his goddamn mouth. But yeah, Phil is terrified of fucking saying the wrong thing these days and getting cancelled and all that shit. So it's not the real DSP we're fucking seeing here. The DSP we currently get is some sort of version with some sort of mask. So yeah, how's Phil going to explain this shit? He's terrified of getting cancelled.
It's like I said, there's still people who do that kind of crazy commentary, and they're all the, you know, these younger streamers in their 20s, the ones with viral popularity, the ones who, you know, don't even play a full game. You know what I mean? Like, they're out there. They're hot. That's the stuff for the new audience. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to see a younger audience come to watch DSP gaming ever. It's not going to happen. Overnight, I'm not going to bring in a bunch of teenagers, right? This is my mindset. The way that I think about life, the way that I think about games, it's not the same as a young audience. So there's not much you can do about it. I've grown up, I've matured. People wanted me to grow up and mature. When I acted younger, right? People hated it. Oh, he's so immature. He doesn't deserve.
When I acted younger, not when I was younger. When I acted younger, people didn't want it. When I acted young, Phil, where is the real DSP? Where is the real Phil Burnell here? Is it all an act? Is some of it an act? Is Keemstar right after all in saying that like this version of DSP is not the real Phil Burnell? Does anyone ever know what the real fucking DSP is anymore? Because I sure as shit don't.
The popularity he has, you know, look at his gameplay, it's terrible. Look at his commentary, it's awful. He needs to really become a better gamer and to get better, more mature commentary. So over a course of 10, 15 years, I do that, and I'll be like, oh, now your stuff's boring. Well, then you asked for the change, you get it, and now you hate it. It's your own fault. And now I can't change back. I'm older now in a different life position. I'm not going to be that person again. I'm never going to go back in time and become single Phil, alcoholic Phil, irreverent Phil. I don't give a shit about anything. No professionalism. Fuck the world. I'm not that guy anymore, right? I'm never going to be that guy again. So we have to figure out a way to make things work that isn't reverse time 15 years, get in the DeLorean, right? You can't get into the DeLorean. It doesn't exist.
I mean, DeLoreans do fucking exist. Time travel doesn't, but DeLoreans fucking do, you dumb bastard.
Anyway. Oh, let's see here. Anime Slayer. Now this is actually really hilarious. This one I gotta call out because this one is actual bullshit. Okay, This is from Anime Slayer, and he does a $1 tip. And I'm not going to take this out on Anime Slayer because I'm not angry that he said this. We can address it. I think people don't like Final Fantasy VII, unfortunately, because you have a stigma to JRPGs. Every time you play one, you point out things about Japanese culture you dislike or you demean otaku culture. It's a turnoff. I can tell when the beach segment of Final Fantasy VII happened, you'll make fun of people for enjoying it.
Wow. That is actually quite true. A lot of people have noticed Phil bashing on this Japanese culture thing. He points out this kind of thing, whatever. And yet, Phil, this is an excellent point. The person was right to call you in it. So go on, Phil. Tell us how that's all not true, despite the several examples of you bashing JRPGs and Japanese culture.
So you listen to negative memes about me.
It's our fault. Apparently it's our fault. Even though, so how did the detractors get a hold of these negative memes? From Phil staying and talking about these things. Like if Phil hadn't brought us up, the detractors wouldn't have been able to make memes from it. The source of the detractor memes were Phil Burnell himself, staying and doing all these fucking things.
And you actually judge a playthrough that just began on a negative meme that hasn't even happened in the playthrough yet. That's what you're saying. You're literally saying, well, because Final Fantasy VII is going to have one beach scene out of a 60-plus hour playthrough, and because of that one scene, he may make a comment that this is kind of immature, that this is in the game, the entire playthrough sucks. What the fuck is wrong with people like that? No, really. I have to ask you this question. What is wrong with you? This is a 60-hour game with tons of gameplay elements, awesome narrative, great combat right now that I'm actually getting better at and learning. I learned something at the end of last stream last night. I was like, oh, that's interesting. You know, tons of content that I'm loving. Absolutely loving the game. I told you, actually, this is stacking up to be a great game. Maybe one of my Game of the Year picks, I'm thinking, right? But the playthrough sucks because there's going to be a beach scene where I'm going to make a comment that I don't like, that everyone's in bikinis. What the fuck are you talking about? Really? What the fuck? Just listen to what you just said. Right? Like, huh?
But remember, he's not going to take out an Anime Slayer. He's not going to take out an Anime Slayer. I'm not going to blame them for it. I think this merits hateful slurs.
Burger. 5 in a row. That's concerning. That makes no sense whatsoever. Listen, be immature. Say what you want. I don't have to participate in that kind of commentary or whatever. I don't. And that's fine. But I'm not going to say, do you really think that when that scene comes up, we're just going to pause the playthrough and I'm going to go on a 2-hour rant about how horrible it is that scene's in the game? No, it's a Japanese game. It's part of their culture. They like that kind of silly stuff. In fact, well,
that is. He said it now. He's getting it out of the way early on. He's getting it out of the way early on. So, oh my god. The person said, like, you know, Phil bashes the Japanese and their culture and any chance he gets. And Phil's like, I'm going to call us out because it's fucking not true. What the fuck are you talking about? And while Phil's trying to make his point, he is bashing the Japanese and the culture. This is like, oh my god.
How horrible is that scene's in the game? No, it's a Japanese game. It's part of their culture. They like that kind of silly stuff. In fact, what a lot of people don't realize about this, and when they have scenes with like, oh, there's risque clothing or a sexual reference, they actually find that comedic. They don't find that like, oh, it's perverted. They think of it as comedy. Like,
and you fucking freak the fuck out because you're seeing fucking partial titties on the screen.
Sexual content is part of Japanese comedy, correct? They'll have that in there to get a laugh. So that scene to
Phil, what is South Park if not half of that like sexual comedy? This is not just a Japanese thing or whatever, Phil. You're just fucking, it's ridiculous.
Japanese people, it's funny. Haha, look, here's Barrett. He's going to be in a sailor suit, and Cloud in you know, skimpy Speedo underwear, and the girls in bikinis. Haha, it's uncomfortable, but it's funny, right? They get a laugh out of it. But they don't perv over it, but people do. And then they think, oh, you see, well, if you don't like that, you hate it. What are you talking about? I like this because I might not want to partake in a scene like that because I'm 40-some years old and I'm happily married and I don't look for that in video games because I'm past that point in my life.
Apparently 40-year-old men don't enjoy seeing video game female characters in bikinis. That's what Phil's trying to say here.
Doesn't mean the playthrough sucks. It's literally one scene. It's going to last, what, 2 minutes out of a 60-hour playthrough? The fact that you even said that in the tip is remarkable. I mean, wow. Anyone who has that mindset, you got to reevaluate yourself. If you think that someone's playthrough of a video game sucks because there was one optional silly joke scene added in by the Japanese game devs, and a person may, it didn't even happen yet, the person may say something like, oh, this is silly, why is this in there? Like, what are you talking about? Is this really how everyone on the internet is in 2024? I mean, that's ridiculous. What an insane statement. I can't believe it. Oh, let's see here. Arthur has tipped me $1.23 and says, I love the beard and attire. You look like you're very comfy today. Actually, that was the intention. Being that today is React Day, and I'm just going to sit back and react to a bunch of stuff and no gameplay, that's actually what I'm going for. I just wanted to have a nice, comfy, relaxing day, and that's what we're going to do today. So, thank you for the tip. Excuse me.
Free space.
Well, Epic Kirk rebrushed at the dollar says, it's time to launch DS Politics. The world's ready. You might watch Star Wars 9. It's the best one. What? Epic Kirk rebrushed the Jedi on the streets, but Sith in the sheets signing off. Why did you say that? Oh, God. Why did you say that, Kirk? Oh, my God. That's awful.
Bruh.
Jedi in the streets, Kirk, Sith in the sheets.
Fuck you,
What the hell? It's so bad. Oy, oy, oy. Anyway. Continuing on. Oh, my God. All right, Kirk did another dollar tip. He says, you never should grow up when as far as your content is concerned. Look at Michael Bay. He's forever a teenage boy. His films are great. For example, The Rock, Armageddon, nothing but childish jokes, loud action, and beautiful women inclusiveness. You should think about it. Oh, my God. Ay, ay, ay.
Michael Bay is clearly fucking catering towards the Japanese audience by including those beautiful women because they find that comedic.
You know, the cringe level is so high right now. The cringe meter is hitting perhaps the maximum. Like, the way I see it, like, there's different levels of cringe, and, like, the maximum is, like, what's his name from Power Rangers? What's the name of the robot from Power Rangers? I can't remember his name. Ay, 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 right? Like, that's the ultimate cringe. So it's like, oh no. Oh, God. Ay, 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 ultimate cringe explosion. Alpha, that was fun. His name? Alpha 5. Ultimate cringe, dude. It's like a thermometer keeps rising and it gets to the top and explodes. Ay, 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 ay. Cringe level. Oh, my Lord.
Fuck you and your friends.
Anyway, a Jedi in the streets, a Sith in the sheets. Oh, my God. Anyway, I received a $25 tip from 1 Minute Man. And he has some interesting take on this situation with all these RPGs. So let's, first of all, thank you 1 Minute Man for the generous tip, as always, every morning. The ongoing support is greatly appreciated. I'm curious to hear his take on all of this that we're talking about today, okay?
Please be a bad take. Please be a bad take. Please.
Okay, he says, you have correctly observed. Many RPGs are all being released at this time. As a variety streamer, that leaves you in a tight spot because there's really a lack of alternatives. Not all RPGs are created equal, just like not all Westerns are the same. Some are much more immersive and compelling than others to an extent that others seem tame. Remember the ancient saying, the customer is always right. How do you play the game matters. Case in point, you could easily have saved Volo in your last Baldur's Gate 3 stream with a few bottles of water. Instead, he's gone and his storyline is gone. So the thing is, I didn't even realize what was going on. This I will admit, again, with a game like Baldur's Gate, I sometimes forget in the middle of the game that literally there's no pause, right? In Baldur's Gate, like, everything is always happening, no matter what. There's always something going on. There's moving gears. There's moving components. And I tend to think, oh, it's like an RPG where when there's fights, you're isolated. You're in the fight. That's the fight. When the fight's done, then we're back to advancement of the universe and the story. I'm not thinking in my head, oh, there's Volo tied up in the street, and if I don't do something during the fight, he's going to die. Like, I don't even think of that in my head once. And if you haven't noticed, every single time in the playthrough where this has been the case, I fail. Early on in Act 1, there was Minthara or whatever it was, Minthara, and everyone's like, yeah, if you save her, she comes back later in the game and can become a companion. Guess what I did? I killed her by accident, right? Like, I'm terrible at that because that's really not present in any other RPG I've played. Every RPG is like, oh, you're in combat. This is a separate segment, right? So that I haven't gotten out of that mindset yet. I literally had no feeling in my head that Volo was in danger during that fight, and you're right, now he's dead, and I'm going to live with that consequence. You know, I'm not going to go back. There's not much I can do about it now, but fair enough, you're correct. He says, if you make a person unhappy in the physical world, they can tell 5 people on the internet, that becomes 10,000. You're right. You're absolutely right. And that, I mean, I think that's what happened to me, is back in the day, I was popular via word of mouth. Like, I didn't have advertising. I didn't have people going around and saying, oh, Darkside Phil's the best YouTuber, right? Instead, it was word of mouth. People were like, wow, that guy's really irreverent. The commentary he does is funny. He's different. He's not corporate. He's not a sellout. He's not a shill. He's not pushing products. He's not kissing games' butts. He tells it like it is.
Phil, back when you were fucking shilling products, the fucking beanbag chair, for example, you fucking shilled and said it was great for your fucking back. You shilled game controllers. You shilled beanbag chairs. What else did you shill? There's a couple of things you shilled as well, I'm pretty sure. You tried to shill this, like, these snacks, these healthy gamer snacks before. You shilled a whole bunch, Phil.
And he's very entertaining with his commentary that's out there, that he's not afraid to say anything, right? So that's how I got popular. And then what ended up happening was that exact same method of word-of-mouth popularity turned against me at some point when This Is How You Don't Play hit. When This Is How You Don't Play hit, it was like, so now for the same reasons we like him, we don't like him. Well, he's unprofessional. Well, he doesn't have a production budget. Well, it's just a one-man show. He hasn't upgraded his setup in a million years. He refuses to change. He refuses to improve, right? He's stubborn. He's obstinate, right? I agree with all those criticisms, actually. You know, in retrospect, you look back, like, everyone was dead right. But I was so stubborn and obstinate thinking my shit didn't stink because I was the popular YouTuber that I thought just keep rolling with the way it's going. And it killed me. This Is How You Don't Play literally was my undoing in those early days, you know. Not today's crazy different with the insane amount of stalkers and conspiracy theories all based around making negative content that goes viral and then they make money on it. But back then, right? Definitely back then, that was my major mistake, was not taking in that criticism and improving, but instead kind of condemning it and saying, oh, I hate this. They're using my content without my permission and stuff like that, right? So you're right. And you're right. In case in point, when you're talking about various different things of current playthroughs and things that I'm doing, you know, if it upsets a few people, they might spread the word, well, now this sucks, right? See, the thing is with Baldur's Gate, I always told you guys since the beginning, I didn't know what I was doing. I was going to have to learn on the fly. I was definitely going to need your input and your help and your engagement to figure things out, and I appreciate that. That's why I've gotten so far in the game, and that's why we're actually going to finish it. But I always knew that playthrough wasn't going to be great when it comes to, well, this is like he really did all the right choices in a master level run and stuff like that. I knew I was going to make tons of mistakes because I'm not comfortable in that style of universe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. Is it a pimple? It is a pimple. Ah, I just saw it on camera. Like, what the hell is that? Ah, and it hurts when I touch it. Like, fuck. Anyway, it's distracting. Anyway, no, I hear you. And that's the problem with, sadly, the internet, is instead of checking out DSP or DSP Gaming for all the good things he's done, you'll only hear about the things that everyone was talking about, the negative thing that happened, right? And you're right, that's the internet right now. The 10,000 people who want to dump on you, rather than the people who, you know, are enjoying your content. But anyway, thanks for the tip. And yeah, I mean, I've got to keep going with what I'm doing. I mean, I've invested so much time into Baldur's Gate. We're gonna beat it. And I'm bringing it back into the fold now. We've got to balance Baldur's Gate with everything else. So we will. It's going to be Baldur's Gate and Final Fantasy VII basically played equally at this point. Okay.
I'm going to tick it. So a guy at Long here was asking, him saying my shit didn't stink is scat talk or is it just a saying? Technically it's a saying, but it's a saying that no one else on the fucking planet seems to ever fucking say. So even though it's a saying, I feel like it still merits counting it, because who in the hell, can you name one other person on the planet that you've ever known to say that fucking saying? Because I cannot think of anyone in my mind right now that's ever said that in my life, apart from Phil Burnell. Apparently it's pretty common to say it in the States. It's a regular kind of saying in the States. And then someone said it in Kitchen Nightmares before as well. Fine, it's fine. I won't count it then. I won't count it. If it's actually kind of popular saying in the States, whatever, I won't count it. We'll wait for Phil to do some actual scat talk.
Okay. Okay. Christopher tipped me $3.01. He says, I felt that last year, it was actually a pretty slow year for game releases, but then later in the year it picked up with fun games and it got me feeling optimistic for this year. Last year was weird because it was like 3 waves for me. The first wave was like Resident Evil 3 Remake, and the truth is before then it was slow. Like, excuse me, not Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 4 Remake. Before Resident Evil 4 Remake, the year was going really slow. Besides Hogwarts, and Hogwarts had that surge of popularity at first, but then over a few weeks it died out, right? So really it was Resident Evil was the big one for early in the year, paired with Hogwarts. Then it was dead for like 2-3 months. Then Street Fighter 6 came out, and for me, that was really what carried me through the summer because people wanted to see me play competitive Street Fighter again, and I did. I dedicated time. I learned the mechanics. I got better. I got characters to high ranks to master. I was playing the different modes. You know, that was a great thing that it came out in June like that. If it wasn't for that, it probably would have been a much deader year for me. But Street Fighter 6 really righted the ship, especially at a time, if you remember, with all the negativity around the stupid side-scrollers interview. That was completely a bait and switch for me. It made me look awful. So then I needed something to reinvigorate people, and it absolutely, positively was.
Phil, you made yourself look awful. You know, Craig and fucking Adam didn't have to fucking try too hard to make you look bad. You fucking done that all of your own volition. I fucking bait and switch. Remember, Phil immediately after the interview said it was such a good thing to happen. The only issue Phil had was a day later when the fucking side-scrollers had a little fucking decompression session of their own to discuss the interview and what they thought or whatever. At the time when it happened, Phil was always, you know, saying that the interview did exactly what it was meant to do. But now he's fucking, you know, time is gone. Time's elapsed and Phil has retconned it. And now the interview itself was fucking bad and it was a bait and switch. We've gone from Phil saying it was the interview served its purpose to saying it's a bait and switch.
A bait and switch for me. It made me look awful. So then I needed something to reinvigorate people, and it absolutely, positively was Street Fighter 6. But that carried me all the way into the fall. And then when the fall came, you had great games like Lies of P and stuff like that. So you're right, it was like 3 waves. Like early on it was Hogwarts and Resident Evil 4, then nothing, then Street Fighter 6, then nothing, then the fall games like Lies of P and everything else. It was like 3 waves of good games. Right now we absolutely are within a wave of good games, but the problem is it's all the same type, right? Like I keep telling you this, imagine if Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, Mortal Kombat 1 all came out within 2 months. Just think about that for a second. You'd be like, what? Who could even follow that much? 3 fighting games in 2 months? Now they're all different. They're all different universes. They play different, but they're all fighting games. They all would have killed each other, right? So then what's the difference between Like a Dragon, Persona 3, Grand Blue, Final Fantasy 7, and me playing Baldur's Gate all at once? It's actually the same situation. But just because you think RPG versus fighting games is different, no, it's the same. It's exactly the same. Okay. Lord Prince Albert did a super chat. I heard in Japan, adults... Well, I'm not saying that. That's awful. In Japan, I'm sure adults do a lot of things to each other. But there's no way I'm talking about that one. Thank you. Thank you, Lord Prince Albert, for the super chat. All right. Yikes. Okay. Okay. So last chance. Anyone have anything they want to talk about quick? If not, we'll adjourn because we do have to get set up for the React show, and I do have to use the restroom before we start. So any quick topics of discussion, or shall we just adjourn? Because I do have to set up the other channel and everything. Remember what's going to happen is React Day. So you're going to see a pop-up on the screen that says, hey, click here, head over to DSP Reacts, and that channel will start rolling over there. Sea of Stars will return later in the year, no sleep vibes. Don't worry. It's going to be much later this year when we have openings. Essentially, you know all the RPGs we're playing right now? When they're done, then we'll play other RPGs. Sea of Stars has to wait till we're done with this big slew of stuff that we're working on, so. Okay, alright guys, let's adjourn. Like I said, anytime I gotta move over and get set up now. So thank you guys for watching the show. I would love your feedback. Please leave comments on the video. Please let me know what you think about today's discussion. Alright? Let me know what you think about the stuff that's going well as the stuff that's kind of stagnant. I want to hear all your opinions. Do you have opinions on how to turn things around? Do you have opinions on what you like right now, what you don't like? Right? Please give me feedback. Feedback is critical to success in the modern era. So thank you very much. And I appreciate you all hanging out with me. And tomorrow, I'm sure we'll be recapping how the React Day went and go from there. Alright, thank you guys. See you Monday. Okay. So, let's get set up quickly. And like I said, I'm going to turn the stream off. And you're going to see a link to go over to DSP Reacts, and I'll get that stream rolling for you guys. And I'll take a brief break to use the bathroom, and then we'll get started with our React stuff for the week, okay? Alright, let's get this centered. Let's get the React logo. And let's get the React pop-ups working. There we are. And get rid of that. Alright, cool. The one thing is we're going to have to mess with the volume level. I don't know if the volume of the videos is going to be loud enough or not. I have to test that. Alright, but we'll see. Alright, guys. Alrighty, thank you guys. And I hope to see you over on the React channel for a fun day. See you over there.
And that's his channel now, so we can now go over to his React channel. And to do that, I think I'm going to actually need to go directly there myself. I can't, hold on. If we go to his shited channel, and we go to his React channel. There we go. Oh god. He's not even back yet from his fucking bathroom break, I think. Oh god. He's not even returned yet. The hell's this crap? Wait, what the hell am I meant to do and Phil's still away fucking in the bathroom? Oh, such bullshit. Mind you, it might result in some scat talk, who knows? You know, Phil's like, you know what, I'm back from the bathroom and I had to take a big, massive dookie. We might get some scat talk from us, who knows? I guess we'll find out when Phil does eventually return. What I can do as well is update Phil's YouTube chat on the stream. So it is now the DSP Reacts chat instead. But yeah, we're just waiting for Phil to get back. And he's still playing this shitey music. I guess one thing we can do is enjoy some otters. Here is where I've been enjoying my otters. If I had any. Where the crap are they? Where are my bloody otters? The one thing we have to battle Phil's toxicity, and they've all fucked off for a fucking meeting somewhere. This is outrageous. Device is asking, did I do the new Marble name list yet, Jad? Yeah, it's in the description. The description of his live stream is a new community post link, and if people post there, your name will be added to the list. I currently have like 130 so far, so there you go. 130 names so far, and of course, the way it's going to work is at the end of the month we're going to have a marble race to determine the one winner for the big overall prize or the bingo. You know, we're currently at $25 so far because the last unclaimed bingo prize, most recent one, we rolled that over. So there we go. But yeah, we're still waiting for Phil to get back.
Have for me this week, every week.
He's back. So I'll just kind of rewind it a little bit, you know, and we'll see what Phil's saying.
There we go, I believe. Act.
Here we go. From here.
Okay, everybody, I am here. Just give me a moment to swap over to the stuff for this channel, and we shall begin.
God, it's so much slower. It's so much slower when it's live. I'm going to go 1.25. We might be able to get away with it, who knows. But let's go 1.25.
With our weekly reacting fun here on DSP Reacts. Indeed, it is time, once again, for DSP versus the Internet, episode 54 this week, I believe. Here we go. There we are. Okay, it's loading there. Let's go ahead and get the stream loaded. Wonder what variety of stuff you guys will have for me this week. Every week it's weird and wild. And a good variety. I like the variety. I like this, that you never know what we're going to see on this show. Alright, I'm just getting it set up here. I'll get the playlist linked here. 30 minutes and I didn't do the swapping over yet. First of all, it's not 30 minutes. I literally just ended my podcast about 10 minutes ago. Do you want to know what I did? I used the bathroom. And then I went downstairs to see my wife. And the birds outside. There's beautiful birds out back today.
Phil, this is in the middle of your job. You have a job to fucking do. Fuck on. I went to fucking watch some birds in the fucking garden. I was like, oh, I'm not busy right now. I'm in the middle of something important. Am I trying to fucking save my fucking business and fucking maintain my livelihood? Nah, I'm not right now. I'm just gonna fucking watch some birds in the fucking garden. Fucking hell, Phil. We have 100 likes on the stream. That means that we have a free space, our third free space of the game. But not only do we have a free space, you guys also get to enjoy the Balls animation that the excellently talented Pixar Animations so very kindly made for us all to enjoy, celebrating 100 likes. Remember, keep an eye on the bottom right for Jasper to do his thing. Fuck him up, Jasper Kerry. Good cat. There we fucking go. Take that, you toxic pig roach bastard.
Eating all kinds of, we put out some peanuts and stuff for them. And we have a suet block hanging off of our fence that they come and eat. So I watched them for like a minute. I watched Jasper watching them. The birds are very verbose today. They're very loud. And then I came right into here. So what would you should I not use the bathroom? Should I just hold it in for endless hours? And
Phil claims the podcast ended 10 minutes ago. I can actually debunk that. It's more like 20. The DSP React stream has been live for 18 minutes, and Phil only started talking a minute ago, so it's not been 10 minutes. And it's been far longer than 10 minutes that Phil has been away for. So Phil's shitting on someone in his audience because they called him out for being away for so goddamn long and it wasn't set up yet.
Try to do a show? Or maybe you could shut up. Jeez. First comment I see is like a really jerk. Like, wow, what a jerk. No, I did not end it. All right, you're just out of here. Now he's lying. You ended your podcast 32 after the hour. Wrong. I was sitting right here and it said 39 on my laptop.
No. Hold on. Phil's going back and forth with something about when he ended his podcast. Thankfully, there is a restream we can use. Phil's trying to claim he ended his podcast 39 minutes after the hour. Let's see what DSP Raw has to say.
As you know.
Hold on, actually, DSP Raw won't tell us, I think, will it? DSP Raw won't tell us. Now I think about it. Hold on a second. Give me a second here. This is a raw file. Live streams. There we go. Fish. Right. Okay. We have a raw fill up here. Okay. This is the raw fill from the detractor raw fill, and he ends his podcast here. It was actually 12:39. Well, bugger me. Phil was right. The person saying 12:32 as the end of the podcast was wrong. Phil, plays this fucking wee slideshow stuff like 12:39, so there we go. But the fact of the matter remains that Phil was not away 10 minutes. Phil was away far longer than 10 fucking minutes. So there we go. Debunked, Phil.
As I ended the show. Anyway. Okay. Let's get set up. Actually, let me go ahead and link the playlist. Let me do this now. Get this set up. Get the playlist going.
God damn, 1.5. I'm going 1.5.
Okay, that's synced there. And
that's dead air. That was quite a lot of dead air. We can tick off dead air.
Burger.
There's still hope yet. We have free spaces, which means we're free away from a full house technically.
Let's get the playlist. We're going to start with the Ultra Member playlist for this week, of course. Gamers. I actually think we're starting with Video Game Donkey this week. It's the first video, I believe. Okay. Cool. Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to DSP Reacts. I hope you guys are ready for a fun stream of reacting. 3+ hours of reacting fun here today. And as always, a good variety of stuff. You guys know how it works. I'll reiterate in a second. Well, welcome, everyone. I hope you're all having a good time. First contribution, actually, of the stream came in a $10 tip. Oh my god, it's huge. I'm just going to read through this fast because we have to get started with the show, but listen to this. I have a few suggestions for the stream and a few tips for Baldur's Gate 3. I beat it on Tactician difficulty. Stream suggestions. 1. Do playthroughs of games on the Throwback channel, e.g. a game you didn't finish, a game that you liked and want to try on harder difficulty. I actually had that idea. People weren't too keen on that, on me doing new gameplay on there, but it is possible. 2. For the React channel, do a day where you make a Street Fighter private lobby and set your viewers play you while you react to it and offer a review of their play of the match. Might be a nice way to get your audience engaged. Okay. Baldur's Gate tips. 1. Use elixirs and potions and code a weapon for every major fight. I've literally not done that once. Interesting. 2. Haste is probably the best spell in the game and throw it on Lae'zel or Karlach and they can kill the boss in a single turn. Probably a great recommendation. Another thing I've forgotten to do. 3. You need to pay attention to stats of enemies you attack, not just resistances. You won't miss as much if you make sure priority targets don't have a good defense. Okay. Thank you very much. Whatever that was, because there was no name attached to it. There was a lot of info all at once. But thank you very much for the $10 tip. So guys, as you know, this React show is pretty much all the content on this channel right now. I am planning on doing more content on this channel later in the year, including we were talking about on the podcast this morning, reviewing the upcoming Fallout show that's coming out weekly, actually reviewing and watching the new season of The Boys. Like that kind of stuff will be coming on this channel. But for now, this is all that we got. So I hope that you enjoy the show today. If you do enjoy it, please consider supporting this channel in some way. Now, here's the ways you can do that. Number 1, any kind of support during the stream, whether it be a super chat, a super sticker, a membership, a gifted membership, or a tip, all of them help, and I appreciate that. Number 2, becoming a member yourself means that you can nominate the clips for next week. For example, if you become an Ultra member videos are guaranteed to be watched, and that's what we're starting with today. So we're going to watch these videos and react to them because people were guaranteed because they're the highest level of supporter. Now, if you become a submissions level member, what happens is your video submission goes into a randomized playlist. We have 29 of those today. So we'll see, what videos we end up watching once we get to that to the second half of the show. But any level of membership, submissions are above, you get to submit video clips for the show, and that's how we get the show. All right?
Oh my god, there's a member bomb. The member bomb is 50 memberships, only $2.42. That is literally the name of the... Oh my god. So, yeah. In case people are wondering, the name of that particular member bomb apparently only costs $2.42 to gift 50 members using the Argentinian VPN. So, yeah. There you go, isn't accurate. So Phil's always saying he doesn't get any money for it. Phil has received a whole bunch of these fucking VPN Argentinian member bombs. He's like at least a dozen of them. So that's like, 20 odd, 30 odd bucks, 40 odd bucks maybe, altogether just from those alone. I know, it's crazy. Jesus, man. It's still, to me, it's still a waste of fucking money. An absolute waste of fucking money to date, but it's funny all the same. It's still funny.
Also, we are $7 away. $7 away from hitting the tier 1 tips goal. It sure would be great if we could do that today, at the very least. So please consider contributing if you like the show. By the way, I will shout out all contributions between the parts, and the parts are around 30 minutes long, so expect every 20 to 30 minutes I'll split the part and do shout outs, okay? Fair enough, let's begin. Hello everyone.
He is now recording for his YouTube pish, and that is going to bring an end to the bingo. We had free spaces, thanks to Phil snorting quite a lot, burping quite a lot, and you guys liking the stream as well. But sadly we couldn't get a full house. Let me just tick that.
Burger.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
There we go. So we're free away. We're free away from a full house, sadly. And it is what it is. Nothing we can do. Bugged bingo mechanics and all that jazz. Let's see if our buddy autos are back. They are. I saw the tail end of one just swimming across there. Get back here, you little bastard. Thank you very much indeed. There we go. We have one little otter to entertain us as we end the bingo. Guys, I do hope you all enjoyed the bingo stream and all that jazz. Sadly we couldn't get a full house today, but you know the old saying, there's always tomorrow. I will return tomorrow for some more robust bingo antics and all that jazz. And I hope you guys will join me as well. What I'm definitely going to try and do is try and fix stream elements and why it's not playing all the animations and why it's only doing it for some of them. I'm going to try my best to try and get it sorted, after I finish the stream here. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, however you wish to spend it. I will be back tomorrow, as I said. I'm going to end the stream how I always end the stream, by playing notorious PIG contributions, maybe the supremely talented Pixar animations. So guys, until tomorrow, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm out of here. I'll catch you all later. Goodbye.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower? When you're showered in money. When you go outside and all of a sudden, greenbacks start falling from the sky. And you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Show me the money.
Free.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone, just gone like that.